so we're all rolling. I have a pre-show where we're waiting for these other losers to show up.
So,
Let's get the stream.
So how about those Arctics?
Yo, I love.
No, we already did that fail portrayal.
Well, no,
Wait,
not about the fail portrayal.
That was over the winter.
That makes sense.
It was tucked in as like a weird one. We needed it was like the
Yeah.
week before Christmas, and we just wanted to do one, and our circuit got in there.
But
That one was difficult to do because they're very new, and believe it or not, Vesper, not a lot of people want to zoom and enhance on the full card art of Arctics for some reason.
So
I think the Arctics look reasonably cool.
Arctics are a type deck that I've never looked at. I've never seen these cards. These cards are fake.
They're very weird.
The only one that I know exists is the Arctic Drytron card because it has the most powerful My Dad Works at Konami vibes ever. I love it.
I mean, like 2 weeks before that card got previewed, Rada made that video that included Trimid and was like, until we fuse field spells, there's no extra deck for this. And then Konami was like, yo dog, we heard Rada talking about fusing field spells.
So speaking of stupid,
Rada has the cursed gift of prophecy.
Yeah.
So
anyway, we're just to let everybody know, we're hot right now. The mics are good.
Yeah.
We're going.
Yeah. So speaking of stupid card arts that we probably need to cover at some point. Granted, they might still be due for support, but is Suship on the list?
So, I honestly don't think Suship are worth doing a fail portrayal because half the joke is in their card text.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, maybe as a speed read, in case people don't know about them, just be like, yo, dog, Suship is real. The unfortunate nature is most of the card art is, look, it's a sushi boat, but it's the size of an actual boat.
I mean, I do love their aesthetic, but 99% of that fail portrayal is in the vanilla. Who has I think the longest flavor text in the game currently.
Yeah, I mean that's basically just it's a floating shit post. I could just read that out on stream as a funny intro skit.
And I mean also we have more Fire Aquas in the game now. So our buddy Fire Kraken, progression series staple of my shit fire decks, is no longer alone.
And honestly, I don't think. It's weird, but I don't think Fire Kraken is an awful choice because I believe it's a level 4.
Yeah, no, it's level 4 vanilla.
It's like 1500 jack.
And you can, and because he's a normal, you can unexpected die it out, which you're running anyway because it's an Xyz deck which is based around a level 4 monster and normal monster.
Okay,
anyway.
actually, so I was wrong. There is another one. Chemicritic Carbo Crap was also a Fire Aqua.
Yeah,
That's
but Chemicritter's
be really new.
But he's also Chemicritter, so he's fake.
Yeah, well, you're asking. So I figured this is my intro bit. We're waiting for those other losers to finish Kamen Rider or something. Before we talk about Gishki or Ritua, which we will expound why that is so funny. There's so much funniness in the fact that that's what the OCG decided the name was.
It's Ritua, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
You said
Ritua, aka Ritual. It's just Ritual. So they did an interesting thing with the name puns.
In a true upper deck form, they said this card has an English name, so let's just make it the Japanese name of that English word. There, we've got a card name.
Gishki Shokan. So that'll be the meat of us. I've got my classic notepad list of things arranged in a weird order. I'll talk more about. Mostly it's in order of wave release, which are some very chunky waves. There's a lot that came out very early, but there's a couple of cards I want to make sure we hit up first because of the storyline stuff and to remind some people of some ground we covered. But for now, my intro bit is I wanted to pull this up because there were a couple of laughs, and Vesper's here on the call. I had with the Lost Art promotion. So they've announced 2022's Lost Art promotion schedule, basically. And if you don't know this is a thing that they've been doing over the past few years. I think it started in 2019.
Yeah, they just sporadically release a handful of cards that got localized / censored. Your choice of word doesn't make a difference, really.
And the way they do this is if you go to a participating an OTS, an official tournament store, and you spend $30 or more on sealed product, you get a Lost Art for free, so they're not selling you the Lost Art, which presumably gets around
The Lost Art.
whatever problem they do that means that they censor these cards in the first place, right? It's like the classic, like, oh, we don't market this game to children. It requires a credit card kind of a thing.
And the funny thing is that one of these cards is not like the other, and it's not the one you think it is.
Yeah, so we've got a wide variety of Lost Arts here. You see two versions of Lumina, the Lightsworn and Twilightsworn version, who I'm gonna guess had her, rock hard abs censored.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be the midriff because we're not allowed to show that. A chocolate magician girl, self-explanatory. She's got titties. Her titties are out.
She has undercleavage and a midriff.
Yeah.
She was probably forced to wear like a bodysuit or something in the official version.
We got
you can't see him.
Gunzaloo.
Yeah, you can't see him really good, but Don Zalug here, and I need Dallas to see this because he's a funny man with Don Zalug.
Well, he may be coming up soon.
Oh, good. Okay,
He's
Law's
got
here.
guns.
Yeah, but this is the Lost Art of Don Zalug, where he has his guns now. Gunzalug.
I want to see this in actual higher res.
Oh, good, Dallas, you're here. Yeah, I'm talking about the Lost Arts while I was waiting for you guys. We're releasing the Lost Art of Don Zalug with his guns.
It's just actual pistols.
Yeah.
Flintlocks, whatever, what have you.
Wait, what's
like a
different
revolver
about
for this size.
Celeste? I genuinely can't tell.
Wait, what do they have to change about Nurse Dragon Maid?
Okay,
We'll get to
Locke.
that. We'll get to that last.
I'm so glad you brought this up.
Are we going to that now?
We
or
might
do
as
you
well
wanna get to
jump
that
right
one
into
last?
it. Guys, if you don't know what the fuck was wrong with Parasite by looking at it, I can't help
Get
you.
it.
Yeah, no, that was a bit
What's wrong
easy.
with it?
Yeah,
That was a bit easy.
We don't have to
Yeah.
explain.
That makes sense.
Nurse
Parasite
Dragon
was
Maid-
really fucked up. Nurse Dragon. Yeah, go ahead and tell.
Nurse Dragon Maid's OTG art had buttons on her dress that looked like nipples, I assume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
literally, that's it. That's all it
what-
is. I
Like-
I pulled up the two arts and I'm fucking comparing them and I'm like, I
Like,
don't.
I'm gonna post it in the progression chat for people to see.
So
Like,
what were
chocolate
you doing?
magician-
Full blown like corporate wants you to tell the difference between these two images.
What was different with Chocolate Magician Girl?
Well,
Ah,
I mean, look at her. She's in bondage gear.
No,
But so
No,
if
she's wearing like a weird like Halloween.
I don't know if you want to pull this up on stream or not, Omega, for people to see.
I mean,
the
yeah,
full
I
art of
can
OCG
show
Dragon
the
Maid.
nurse.
Well,
Just
no,
so we
these
see.
are Axe. To clarify, these are the OCG arts.
Yeah, these are the Lost Arts that are being produced.
Oh.
Okay, well, I don't know what's okay. What,
So, seeing
she's
Nurse
wearing an
here,
actual shirt.
if you look at and see the rest of whatever outfit she's wearing, her uniform, you can see the buttons there, so it doesn't
Yeah, it's
you
the
can
buttons.
easily
Well, yeah,
tell
like,
it's not
it-
nipples.
If you look at it for longer than 2 seconds, you can tell
Yeah.
it's not nipples. But I assume an executive look at this and said, "Are those nipples? We can't
but if
have
it's a,
that." Like,
but if it's
they're
a
buttons,
secret rare
dumbass.
and you can't see
Those
shit.
is a
Well, yeah,
huge-ass
that is
nipples.
the other thing. Is I think I think this was a super in the OCG, and they made her a secret in the TCG, which means you can't tell shit about this image.
Yeah, like
I'm literally
What's going
staring
on
at the photocopy of her original print, being like, I can't
No.
see the difference.
Actually,
with my eyes.
from this art, it doesn't look that bad because they didn't like weird crystallize over her.
Like
her-
some of them I get, like Chocolate Magician Girl. Like I mean, it's silly. It's the
yeah, I don't
Western
know why
concession.
Konami doesn't think that 6-year-olds can see cleavage, but I understand at least.
I mean, I get it more than Nurse Dragon Maid.
Right, yeah.
Or,
Like, I
Celeste,
understand
which
the logic.
legitimately Can't.
Like,
And I
of-
understand Don Zalug, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it is a children's game. He just does have real ass guns.
And of the cards on here, the one that needs no justification is Parasite.
Yeah,
Well,
that
yeah,
that
oh,
fucking
no.
is gross. That's some nightmare
Holy
shit right
shit.
there.
Like that is some Yu-Gi-Oh! Was like, what if we tried to do the
Hey, guys, did you
MTG horror thing?
Did you remember that? Remember how Yu-Gi-Oh was like a really gruesome, death game manga?
Yeah, it's like that. That's a magic card.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a-
a
that's a
well, and that
whole
makes
ass
sense,
magic
right?
card.
Because this Parasite is a Kazuki Takahashi original.
I assume you guys talked about it already, but like I had to look it up to be like, okay, so Chocolate Magician Girl is legit. Just they put a pattern on the outfit.
Yeah,
and
no,
then
well,
put it in
They
the-
probably just
it's
gave her a
whatever-
bodysuit. It's what
you're
they
not
do.
allowed to see cleavage or midriff, which is also the reason for the Luminas. Like,
Yeah,
Like, the only difference
is-
literally,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything worth censoring about Lumina, right? Like, it's just
yeah,
she's got
Lumina
abs.
is the one that makes the least sense. Like, I mean, I guess if you look at Dragon Nursemaid sideways, I can kind of get it. But Lumina, I'm literally just like,
It's a girl
I don't know.
like
I
in
grew up
like,
with the I
like
grew up with
fairy
the Wonder.
clothing.
It just looks like Wonder Woman's outfit. Like, and I grew up with that when I was like 5.
Yeah, no, literally all they did in the TCG art for Lumina, Lightsworn Summoner, is here. Before we move on and I begin the process, let me clear this out. I'll show you Lumina really quick. And this will be a preview for whenever we do actually get around to Lightsworn and Twilight Sworn, because it's pretty
like
interesting.
we're not going to break down our card art, but just for the sake of showing it off, because for some reason we aren't allowed. We aren't allowed to see.
You can
midriff.
see, having seen that small version of the.
Yeah.
It feels so dumb.
I mean, of all of the Purity Patrol ones, the only one that I can like kind of make heads or tails of is the Chocolate Magician Girl, because like it reminds me of that. What was that Mist Valley art that looked like a gimp suit?
Was it Mist Valley Shaman?
Yeah, I think it was Mist Valley
Shaman.
Shaman.
It's just midriff, yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's not even what the TCG also loves to do, which is give every female card breast reduction.
Those are always weird. Like, at least with the Chocolate Magician Girl and the like Mist Valley Shaman, those I'm like, okay, I understand what they're going for. It's silly, but you're marketing. You're not Magic where you're just like, we could just put like.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh ostensibly has ages 6+ on all the boxes, but yeah, Lumina is just like, hey, you can see like, oh no, her hip bone, her navel is visible.
Magic actually has 13 and up.
Something I find really funny about her, like, her localized card art is that you can see this. The skin indentation is still there because they couldn't edit that out. So
it's literally painted on. They did also at least raise it up. You can also see. Let me get out my fucking football pen.
Red marker.
And show the play here. That makes it look like she has an angry face on her body. Let's just complete the look. But you can see they added triangles as well to cover up the like upper torso skin. I don't think that was a cleavage thing. I think that was just somebody was like, hold on, we can make this make sense. She's just wearing an undershirt. Boom. But it still all looks painted on. It's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like distracting because I mean you can show me both arts. I never noticed a difference until it was pointed out to me.
Unless you look at them side by side, you don't see it.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
like the midriff thing, I just can never get because once again, I grew up with like Wonder Woman, which I don't know. I don't know what Japan's smoking. Like,
well, and speaking
it's
of
not
midriff,
Japan. It's
about it
Konami. It's Konami of America.
Speaking of midriff,
it's still run by a Japanese.
I mean, it is, but I don't think they input what you can and can't do over here. Like they just tell Konami International like, hey, localize the cards, give us money.
Well, I do want to point out a kind of funny thing since we did mention Mist Valley. There's a Mist Valley card midriff, Mist Valley Falcon, who is just essentially has the entire Lumina like design with the midriff and all, and was not changed. Actually, no, it might have been because this is Edo Pro, so maybe they took away Mist Valley Falcon's midriff.
Yeah, we did do Mist Valley at some point, so people can look it up.
Like I'm looking at a few handful of printings, and it looks like she just has her midriff.
Interesting.
Again, it probably just depended.
All right, so we're gonna do Gishki as we mentioned earlier, or Ritua as we said. Now, and the reason why we talked about this is Gishki is the Japanese word for ritual, and then Ritua is ritual in English. So they decided to do that, which means that technically, because there are actually searchers, so it is a real-ass archetype, this means that cards like Ritua Weapon and Ritua Basta are technically Gishki cards, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is dumb, guys.
And also, Spiritual Forest.
Yeah, because that's got the phrase in it. So I want to begin with a specific way to basically remind people what happened in previous episodes of Fail Portrayal. So Gishki spin off from the Ice Barrier, and they pull out of there. So I want to pull up Parent of the Year.
Yo,
Gishki Noelia.
I mean, the weirdest thing about it is like,
mean the award winner? You mean the award winner of the Ragyu Kyoin Mother of the Year award?
Yes.
So real quick,
I mean,
is this
you already have,
before
like,
or
the
after certain events?
before and after
Well,
Universe.
I'm gonna show you what she used to look like. Though I will also, as we pointed out when we did the Ice Barrier episode once upon a forever ago, that the Ice Barrier forms of Noelia and Natalia, where I want to start, were way fucking later. Wow, this card art for thanks gallery. This card art for Revealer of the Ice Barrier is huge.
I mean, it was a it was a preview. So
her smile and
also-
optimism gone.
Also,
I'm sorry, it's a
Right,
little
I-
pixelated, but yeah, here we be.
Holy crap!
What a change.
Sorry, I'm gonna spoiler this actually. I found
Dallas is just looking at fucking Magic cards now.
Magic Gathering cards right now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Was this secretly the Eldritch Sign card game? Are we playing Arkham out here?
I mean, basically.
Damn. Anyway, so this is Noelia. And on this side you can see a revealer of the Ice Barrier, Noelia when she worked for the Ice Barrier, and then Gishki Noelia.
And Gishki Milthia.
Yeah.
You can see like there's a slight art style change in the, but she has still the same staff.
Major art style change. She in the former, she is,
I will also say,
I hate her Ice Barrier art.
Oh no, I was about to say.
I don't hate it. I think it's okay. It's a little generic, but I get what they're going for. They're trying to be like, hey, so remember how we told you that Noelia used to be an Ice Barrier, but we never ever made an Ice Barrier card that she was. Here she is, finally.
I'm gonna say it. It looks too animate for me.
I mean, it's like 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, 2021.
Yeah, but like, it's true. It is 2021. It looks like something straight out of Shaman King.
Also, I want to throw out there, guys. Speaking of bondage wear, I didn't realize that Noelia was in Shibari.
She definitely just has that going on in her.
Also,
outfit.
like the thing, I can't even tell. Like, I thought.
I don't even think it's like cinching up her weird like fishbone, her weird fishbone like jacket she's wearing. Like, no,
also,
she's just wearing like a tie on top and fucking rope bondage. Why?
I'll be real. It looks like she has one leg.
Or her other leg is behind her. This perspective is.
She's doing the sexy Chicago pose.
This perspective is a little weird.
She's doing like the Frieza pose where she's like leaning forward with the foot.
And she's also pointing with her hands.
Frieza and I went Chicago. We are not the same.
I don't even know what you're talking about with Chicago pose.
The movie Chicago.
But yeah, so I wanted to pull up these so we could compare and remind everybody. So, according to the powerful Dual Terminal World History Guide, basically, if y'all recall, when we left the Ice Barriers, they woke up Trishula and everybody died. Trishula came out the hole and everybody died.
Ice fell, everyone died. Gotcha.
Yeah. Now, there is a slight exception to this, which we did talk about in the Ice Barrier episode because we showed Revealer and the other one. Natalia and Noelia got away from this with the mirror of ice that becomes the Aquamirror. The mirror is very flexible because it ends up being a Necros mirror, too. Not sure how this mirror is so bulletproof, but basically...
Magic.
Hold on, let me just... we can replace the old art of.
And so I'm pretty sure that like other Gishki monsters become Necros boys, correct?
Yes, several of the second generation, but basically this is the card Trial and Tribulations. You see some evil swarm stuff happening, or some steel swarm.
I don't believe any of the Gishki monsters are Necros.
Dance Princess. Dance Princess is 100% Amelia. If you.
You mean the main deck ones, right? No, okay, yeah.
Well, but also the ritual Necros monsters are just the main deck ritual, are just the vanilla, the non-ritual ones wearing like the Monster Hunter armor of.
So I also want to throw out chat.
Today
you are not a common raider. You are joined by the Gishki crest down there. Which shows
just
you.
To bring
this
it
is
up,
just how we don't need to talk about Aquamirror. But this card is Trial and Tribulations.
Yeah.
If that's what you're going to get to, Axe.
No, I was gonna say. So Dance Princess is basically Amelia.
We'll get there. We're going to do Necros.
We'll get there.
We'll get through all that, because we're going to mention all these second gens. But basically, I wanted to bring up this card. This is Trial and Tribulations. You see tiny baby Noelia, her Smile and Optimism dying, as her good friend Natalia is killed. And this leaves several Ice Barrier Babus, which Noelia adopts, including, and obviously she has her own daughter, who we'll see shortly. But yeah, it's a whole thingus baringus. Before we move off this to talk about Natalia,
there's probably another Gishki card we should bring up.
Yeah, isn't there like?
Well, before we do so,
I figured I would do this in something resembling an order. So I wanted to talk about Noelia and show her as Revealer, and then Natalia, and then show her as Judge.
Well, you didn't want to show Noelia's second form.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I think we'll get there.
Because also technically Noelia has several forms.
True.
But I want to, before we move off her, is there any any art things we want to say about Noelia other than what we've done?
I mean,
she just looks evil.
She's got the soft serve hairstyle, and I don't like it.
I mean, it's a seashell, but yeah.
She's a Super Sentai villain.
Correct.
Like,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
like it's Rita Repulsa with a less stupid hat.
Also true, just true.
With a deep sea aesthetic.
So I do have then one question.
Wasn't there a pirate Sentai?
Yes, but those are space pirates.
So I do have one question.
Yeah, what's up?
So she is infected or taken over whatever Elswarm virus in her by this point in the card.
Yes, she is corrupted.
No,
she's not like in a different form, but yes, canonically during at Trial and Tribulation, she is corrupted. It's in the notes.
Yeah.
Corruption of Noelia and formation of the Gishki.
Yeah, she was corrupted by trying to take control of the Steel Swarm.
I wanted to bring up the thing of like how I don't know if this is correct or not, but I always saw I took it as it was a slow corruption. Like her mind eroded slowly.
I would assume so.
Think so.
Yeah, it was actually a slow corruption. Thoughts and feelings of the Steel Swarm. Yeah.
I mean, there's an art right here.
Yeah, we can pull up Creeping Darkness.
That's, I mean, almost literally.
That looks straight out of GX.
Weird.
With what's his name?
I do believe this was actually released before the Gishki, which is odd.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say because it references Dark Monsters.
No, I don't think so. This is Order of Chaos, which is 2012.
No, it's right around the same time.
Yeah, this would have been roughly in parallel.
Noelia has a very miserable life, honestly. And then she just kind of becomes a puppet.
You can say that for basically anyone in the dual terminal.
Yeah, it's dual terminal.
I don't think
It's interesting. There's no full art available for this.
I don't feel as bad for Noelia as I do other characters in this archetype because at least her shit mostly ended here. There was another character who is just sadness personified.
Yeah, so it looks like that Creeping Darkness released a handful of months before.
And it could have been kind of like how there were other main set cards that,
yeah. So there's the Steel Swarm energy, and then you see her getting a little bit of a Freaky Fish guide.
So I just noticed something. Her ear, she has like different earpieces. So I think it's before the thing on the left actually.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. We'll figure it out. But anyway, I wanted to say before we moved off her, I wanted to say what she does. Gishki Noelia is a water spellcaster. 4 stars, 1700 attack, 1k defense. Gishki are not actually, like, necessarily all weenie babies. Some of them actually do have stats you might want to normal summon. And you do hypothetically wish to normal summon her. When this card is normal summoned, you can excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, send the excavated ritual spell cards and Gishki monsters to the graveyard, place the other cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. So
I was gonna say she's actually really important, isn't she?
She's not the most important, honestly. Like, Chain and some of the other Gishkis are way better. But hypothetically, because Gishkis they're one of the first ritual archetypes where they realize that cycling your ritual spell does things. There's a lot of cycling effects to Gishkis. Like, this can absolutely give you a setup because it can let you dump your ritual spells and monsters into the graveyard.
Like I wouldn't personally run Noelia because I do think there are a lot of better Gishki monsters, mostly replacer boys. I can't remember what their names are.
Oh, okay, but at least for early Gishki, she's important.
Yeah, and she was.
I wouldn't. Well,
no, she's second wave. She's Hidden Arsenal 6, which is another funny thing. This technically, she came out after the first wave of Gishki support, so it's always funny how that works.
The thing about Gishki is they have basically 2 styles, and she doesn't fit into either of them.
I would like to say, I think you get your opinion of how Noelia works by her effect. She yeets her own comrades into the graveyard.
Yeah.
To later be used puppeteered.
So, any further comments about Noelia? By the way, if you guys are wondering why we make that Mother of the Year award, look at the thumbnail. We will probably pull up Aquamirror Cycle later.
That card's actually important to the plot.
Yeah. No, Noelia is an okay card. the problem is Gishki actually has quite a few good normal summons, and Noelle is just not one of them.
So Gishki wasn't. I don't know if Gishki was ever truly competitive, but it did show up at top tables through the power of Gust Kraken nonsense.
I'm pretty sure it was like definitely the equivalent of a rogue deck at this time.
Yeah,
Gishki was never a good deck.
August, yeah.
So an interesting parallel to windups. Windup was just good and also had the hand loop. Gishki only had the hand loop. So if you could lock that down, Gishki usually just cried.
Yeah.
Whereas windup still had combo plays even after hand looping you.
Yeah, and also this was before monster negation was like everywhere. Negating a spell and stopping a ritual is a lot easier.
Well, and we should point out there is a reason why Gust Kraken is unlimited now. It's no longer a problem. Like, it was banned for a long time.
Gust Kraken was never the limited one.
Yes,
the limited one was Mind August, because it does dumb loopy things.
No.
Both were limited.
Dallas doesn't understand how this deck works. Kraken is the rip one, Dallas.
Dallas thinks he knows, but he doesn't.
Hold on. I'm gonna look this up.
Dallas is gonna fact check
Marth
himself
literally told
and
you.
realize he's wrong.
Yeah, Gust Kraken's hand root run. Mine August is the one that says, hey, 5 cards in your
Now, they're both very important, and I think at one time they were both limited. But Gust Kraken was banned or limited until, like, last year.
Yeah, just limited.
Fairly recent.
Yeah, and both were limited.
Yeah, they let them out.
Both of them. Yeah.
This is the weird thing, but...
Also, their limitation had absolutely nothing to do with Gishki. It was a deck later on that was able to do dumb.
She looks like she's off her rocker.
Well, she's
dead.
Physically
So
there.
She's a ghost. She's a ghost, guys.
She looks stoned though. Ghosts don't generally look stoned.
So, I mean, it makes sense what's going on here. So this is Gishki, Natalia, and then Judge of the Ice Barrier on the other side. As you can see, because she died way back in the times before, she looks very similar. Unlike Noelia, she hasn't gotten high on that L-Swarm juice.
Got some flair. You can see like her outfit just shifted a bit.
Did they imbue part of the mirror into her sword?
Yeah, it looks like she's got the mirror in her sword now.
Yeah.
She's a little translucent. You'll notice at the bottom you can see some of the lighting effects through her because she's a ghost.
You also might be able to tell by the background. I don't know if it's already mentioned. She's a spirit monster.
Yeah.
A handful of Gishki monsters, spirit monster.
It is spirit background, yeah.
Yeah, it's those monsters are usually bad in Gishki because they're spirits. But yes, they exist because of themes and lore.
Well, also, once again, I will say, as much as Gishki is limited by the fact that it is unfortunately a ritual deck, which are generally, unless your name is Drytron or Necroz, not great. Their main deck actually has some fairly solid choices.
And there's a reason why several of those Gishki and Aquamirror cards were reprinted in the Necroz set, right?
Oh, well, also one of them just straight up went into Necroz.
Yeah. So this is Natalia. I don't really think there's anything to say for. I will say I think the later Konami artists, because this card came out last year. I think the Konami artists did a decent job of like reverse engineering her outfit to be Ice Barrier rather than fishy.
I like it.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a lot to say because she's just an anime girl.
Yes.
She probably died like 2 years after the right version. So like, and then
I have no idea.
Literally, you don't need to go that far into it.
Lightning
vortex. Okay, well.
She is dead anime girl.
What Natalia does is, again, funnily enough, Gishkis don't have shit stats. This is a water spellcaster spirit monster, 800 attack, 900 defense.
I just realized something that was just funny to me. She has the dead anime mom hairstyle with the side.
I mean, she is a dead anime mom. She has a son.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet him later.
She has the side ponytail.
Right. I never thought she was actually have a kid.
No, she did. Yeah. I mean, when you see him, you'll know. When you see it's Avance, or possibly Avance. I don't know. It's Advance. It's probably like Advance, but more anime and dumb. Anyway, this has the normal effects of a spirit monster. It can't be special. During the end phase, when it was normaled or flipped, return it to the hand. And then when this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, you can target one Gishki monster in your graveyard. Return that to the top of your deck. So it's a little slow. She's a spirit. Not a lot of the Gishki cards actually interact with that mechanic. But she does at least do something that Gishkis are all about. She takes a card from your graveyard and puts it back.
Yeah.
They're very big into that. And like I said, you know, this is... I think this is also Hidden Arsenal. No, this is 7. Okay. But late Hidden Arsenal era, an 1800 normal summon, not awful.
Yeah, no, that's
There are definitely worse normal summons to have.
As we just saw last week when we did Gen X.
The problem is she's a spirit.
Yeah.
And unless you're doing some very infuriating things, spirits are kind of bad.
Yeah. There's a couple of good decks that have really maximized the mechanic, but yeah. And then the last lore card we need to pull up to, like, get everybody on the same page before we start just mainlining these boys and girls and freaky fish guys is... What is it called? It's in my notes. After the Storm. After the Storm, a Gishki support card without letting you know it's a Gishki support card. Can I get a full art of this?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if this is the one I'm thinking of, this should be showing the adoption of everyone.
Oh, this is... Oh, yeah, it might be the adoption or...
Yes.
Or, yeah, it's the other one.
Yeah, so,
also, there's
where's
Gusto.
my... Here we go. Yeah, so this is After the Storm. You can see, still not super evil yet.
Yeah,
basically, all the Mist Valleys and Ice Barriers and stuff are very upset. You can see a couple of soon-to-be Gustos in there. You can see Avance from the back. You can see...
I'm pretty sure bad things happen to all 3 of those crying children.
You can find Tiny Baby Ariel in there.
I guess
also Tiny Baby... That's Tiny Baby Winda also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
poor
nope,
Winda.
This just doesn't go turn out for any of these.
No,
The
I know
divine
all 3
child
of those
that
kids,
ruins the world.
All 3 of them happen... Bad things happen to them.
Yeah,
poor
say,
Winda, the
you
divine
also
child
have-
that dies horribly.
Yes, you also have Tiny Baby Calm back there, and I think that's Reese.
Yeah.
How did they become the ritual beast stampers or something?
Most of these guys will show up in the 3rd gen dual terminal archipes, yes.
Yeah.
But specifically, we will also see Baby...
I don't think so,
Ariel
because by that time, like, spoilers for Gusto and Spiritual Beast, but the old man Tamer Elder, that's, I believe, common.
Yeah, but all that's still the 3rd, like, that's all after this, because as we can, like, Advance you will see through several archetypes. You'll see Ariel go through a few things.
You'll see Winda a lot.
Yeah, that's
Winda has a record for, like, the most archetypes, I think.
But yeah, so
Advance
I wanted
something
to pull these all up, and what After the Storm does is, get a load of this, guys. If there are no other cards on the field, target one water or wind monster in your graveyard, add it to hand.
Yeah. So
makes sense.
That helps both archetypes.
Yeah.
Gusto not as much, but it can.
I like, by the way, the localized name After the Storm better. I think it works. The Japanese name is translated literally as vestige of the war. So, like, after the war and kind of things. But yeah, After the Storm works.
Describing
more
what
punchy.
happened in that picture as a war is very generous.
Yeah, that's the Mist Valley Temple.
Just taking a look at the Japanese name, it's definitely a obtuse literal translation. It's dumb.
So let's actually break down our first wave of.
I wanted to ask something about this. So basically,
Hello? You copy?
Natalia and Thalia, I guess already had like children when they were in the ice barrier.
Well, I mean, you can see Avance right there, so yes.
Yeah. Is he wearing like a part of like Pump's clothing?
I mean, he could be.
A
I think he's
sash?
just wearing usual ice barrier clothes.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't see, unless that really long hair in the back of that is supposed to be, that could be tiny little Amelia gripping Mom from behind.
Well, that probably is Amelia, just based on the hair color and the fact that
it's also,
I don't think there's any other Gishkis or ice barrier cards or Gusto cards with that hair color aside from.
It could also just be Noelia with even more hair, but probably Tiny Amelia. So yes, this indicates that like, they were moms before the shit with the Trishula.
Yeah, that she wasn't a terrible mom until after she mind eroded. But yeah.
Well, yeah, no,
Also,
I mean she wasn't corrupt.
Yeah, what's that? That looks like a dead thing in the background.
Oh, that's the thing in the background. That's Shrine of the Mist Valley.
Well, what's the icy bits?
Oh, icy
yeah,
bits.
I was gonna say between the shrine and.
It probably is the ice barrier.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that was Trishula's cage.
Probably the prison of the Ice Boy.
Because like we discussed it when we did it, but like the ice barrier is not a place; it is literally like the prison of all of the ice barrier synchro monsters.
Yeah.
They looked at that and went, "These can't get out. These shouldn't get out."
Oh no! Fuck!
No way these guys can get
worms and fables and stuff. Oh my! Let them all out.
More shit keeps showing up.
They let 2 of them out, and then the 3rd one just was like, "No, I'm getting out too."
Hello, I am Trishula.
All
right, so
sure
guys,
Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox.
It's time to introduce you guys to the other thing about Gishki. I talked about this in the pre-stream before we got rolling, but Gishki has 2, well, really 3 aesthetics, but it has 2 major aesthetics in their main deck, normal ass monsters, which is anime people, sad anime people, and hello, I'm a fish.
How does this guy walk with that fat of a head?
I want to bring up a thing of how, like, I legit feel like if you remove the person bits, it's just an sea shark card.
This guy, Gishki Abyss here, by the way, is just a shark, but also is just a man.
Well, the thing about Gishki is it's half anime Bashojos and half Innsmouth.
So it's
and then
like
sometimes they
merge
fusion
with a shark,
dance.
or a shark that mutated into a man.
Let me check the master guide about the Gishki.
Sure
Slowly corrupted, changed of birth, began researching forbidden rituals. So this is, forbidden arts of the Gishki and all that. We're not going to show that card. That's just Noelia going Super Saiyan. She taught the children she'd adopted to practice the method. She broke away from the ice barrier, taking their forbidden arts. Somebody's breaking up there. Gishki forbidden magic transfer. So yeah, hypothetically. It seems like the Gishki Forbidden Arts transforms the body, so it might be that the monstrous freaky fish people are just not the ritual forms, but results unclear.
Everyone was roboting there for a second.
I feel like the freaky fish guys are like either there's 1 of 2 possibilities. They're either people that are changed by worshipping the Gishki ritual monsters, or they are the worshippers of the ritual that were like, hey, this lady has the thing, our magical object thing that we need.
Well, I'm pretty sure that there's some amount of, because I think most of the ritual monsters are like a fusion of some of the
it's a transmogrification and combination ritual. It could also just be, remember, this is dual terminal. The Naturia forest exists in the same setting as these guys, so it could just be that when Noelia moved out, she just went to the Freaky Fish Kingdom, which is probably made because we melted all the ice barriers. Watch out for that climate change, guys. Yuck, 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 yuck.
Not there yet.
So, taking a passing glance, there's no definitive answer on what the fish people of the Gishkis are. But it is like the Gishki rituals are a fish person or another archetype mixed with one of the Gishki people, who then becomes a Cthulhu monstrosity.
Anyway, this is Abyss. Is there anything to really say about Abyss? He's a shark and he's a boy.
I mean,
if only you could play him in levels.
I like the tribal markings.
Yeah, solid branding, by the way. You can see the crest on his forehead. His fish forehead.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a great smile. Say what you will about Noelia. She clearly has a great dental plan, right?
Yeah.
I'm just getting serious Street Shark vibes.
Yeah.
That's why people join Gishki. They have great dental.
So there's a lot of jokes we could make. I don't think there's actually that much to say about this guy. He is a fish guy.
I think it actually looks good as for what a shark man is.
There's a bit to say about him, but just not his art.
Yeah. So Gishki Abyss, Ritual Abyss, is a water fish monster, level 2, as you do. He's a fish. But his effect is when this card is summoned, so no matter what way he's summoned, you can add 1 Gishki monster with 1,000 or less defense from your deck to your hand except Gishki Abyss.
And interestingly enough, that's like 80% of the archetype, so it's actually pretty damn good.
No, yeah, he's a very good figure.
Yes.
And
he's part of their primary initial wave released in Hidden Arsenal 5.
No, not to spoil, but Gishki is main deck is made up of like 4 different monsters, all that 3 of.
Yeah, you search to get the good boys, and then
like the anime people all suck. Not to be too rude, but like none of them are ever main deck.
Well, half of them are ghosts, so they're spirits. So yeah, it's just Gishki's one of those lore archetypes where they had a good through line. They had the effect of like, you know, these fish guys are like the worshippers, the mooks. They support everything and set it up. And then also they just made it so that they're really easy to use with the thing.
Actually, funny enough, I think all of the good main deck monsters are in the first wave of support.
No, Vision is in a second wave.
Yeah.
But most of them, yes.
Like Vision.
Speaking... It's funny, but because of alphabetization, our next card will immediately contrast how Abyss works. Because remember how we talked about how Abyss, searches 1k or less defense. Well, here's Gishki Ariel.
Oh, it's the...
Yo, is that a slow Abyss?
Also, you may recognize her as... well, you won't because that card's way newer, but Speaker for the Ice Barriers, which, as we said in our Ice Barrier episode, we still don't know why she's Speaker for the Ice Barriers.
Yeah.
Weird.
There's no plural in Japanese. I'm not going to say that. In Prague, I preferred to use Ariel, but also I think that's because she was a super and Abyss was a higher rarity.
Ariel... I know it's a weird thing. Is Ariel also like...
Well, no, it was Beast that was the one no one was
Ariel
able to get.
the child with blue hair that was crying? And
yes, that's also that Speaker of the Ice Barrier, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is her slightly older.
Right, she was really young in that art.
Yes.
Also, I think fucking what's her name? The Water Charmer needs to fucking call her publicist and sue.
Also true. Looks very much like the Water Charmer, though several dual terminal cards are like that.
I was gonna say,
this one is like really
honest
bad.
though, because Wind, does kind of look
I'm
like
not convinced Win isn't
card.
Winda.
Like Win isn't Winda, but
her outfit.
I'm pretty sure she's like her sister or something.
I'm pretty sure there is a Charmer adjacent Wind card, which is also just a retrain of one of the Gustos or Mist Valleys or something.
I feel like all of the Gusto, not to be racist towards Gusto and Mist Valley people, but they all look the fucking same.
The weird thing is, most of the Gustos, I believe, are psychics, as opposed to Charmers who are spellcasters, and Ariel is also a spellcaster.
All of the
I think all human Gishkis are spellcasters.
I've also noticed a thing, like I think in like the card After the Storm, is that like I think when you're part of the Gusto, your hair starts turning green.
I don't know. It might be the.
That might be the Mist Valley
juice.
green-haired people.
Oh, it's probably.
We have a very selective process.
Anyway, Gishki Ariel. I don't think there's much to say about her art. Her hat's cute. I like it.
Yeah,
like
she's got a good hat.
She has a fine design that there's nothing much to say about because it's very generic.
She gets a way better retrain in like 20 years.
She's got the same.
At what cost, Dallas? At what cost?
She's got
Look,
the
I'm
same.
not saying it's a happy thing, but
hey guys, look. In case you're curious, look up the phrase nail shadel.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was. That question is like, isn't nail shadel all the things that got sucked up by like the?
Well, we'll do that when we get to shadels, Axe. You gotta stop. We're gonna Axe. Do you know how many fucking Gishki monsters there are? It's a lot, and we have to talk about shadel trash.
Be here forever.
Winda just wanted to be reunited with her sister.
Gishki Ariel, spellcaster, level 4, 1k attack, 1800 defense. You can't see it because she's front-facing, but Ariel got the booty. Flip. This is a flip monster, y'all. Flip, add one Gishki monster from your deck to your hand.
Foreshadowing.
I'm not gonna lie. I fucking tabbed back to like to YouTube to like, wait, does she have a fat ass? I'm like, wait, no, we're talking about
No.
defense.
I'm joking
stats.
because I'm joking because so many times in Prague, I would set a monster playing Gishki, both on camera and in test games, and people were like, "There's no way this will get beat over." Then they just bonk into Aerial, and I'm like, "Guys, I'm playing Gishki. What else am I setting?" It's exactly Aerial.
What I bring up the thing is that they have the same like not anklet, like it's not a thigh.
I do not know what that.
She's got the same thing as Noelia has.
Yeah, I don't know what that kind of.
Well, yeah, it's her mom.
Piece of jewelry. Adoptive mother, anyway. She's also got a little ice barrier collar. But you know, they go to the same fashion designer. Duh.
I just noticed the hat explains what Eva Gishki becomes. Okay.
Well, also, when you actually see that Eva Gishki with the full card art, you'll see, because she's just...
Oh, yeah, no, the up-close
sitting on
Eva
top of
Gishki
that
art are
we're gonna have fun
pretty
when we get
good
to
fridge
Eva
horror
Gishki.
with those.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Aerial. She's slow. She's a slow abyss, but she does actually have, again, a defense stat that we're in 5Ds, you know, not every monster that is summoned is big.
Like, the problem is Gishki has enough main deck good monsters that I wouldn't really run her.
Oh, especially not
Well,
now.
yeah,
no,
but I mean, in the weird format that is Playground Prague essentially. She's not terrible.
When you don't have 3 Vision, 3 Chain, 3 Shadow, 3 Beast,
and like I said, conceptually, like this is Gishki, we're running into a problem we don't usually see on Fail Portrayal, where you don't run certain Gishki monsters because you have better alternatives, as opposed to what usually happens when we do Fail Portrayal with dual terminal archetypes is you have to run these dogshit monsters because you don't have anything else.
Gishki is literally only handicapped by their mechanic. The fact that they're a synchro archetype. If they were a
ritual,
if they were a synchro archetype or a
in the
fusion archetype,
or even an Xyz archetype.
Well, I mean, that wasn't out yet. But if they were a synchro or fusion archetype, they would have been possibly competitive, just because of how good they are at cycling each other.
So I'm not sure entirely whether this came out earlier or later, but this
feels
is
like it feels like they were supposed to be a fusion archetype.
I will stress out to be a good
ritual.
To be a good ritual archetype, you have to be broken.
I mean, to be fair, they probably were like, we don't want to do synchro anymore. We saw what happened.
Well, no, I think that they were going to be a fusion archetype. That's how some of their arts feel.
I mean, so here's the funny thing.
Or at least
if you think about it this way, ritual
phase.
summoning is just fusion summoning, but without specific
ritual
materials.
Summoning is stupid.
Yeah, ritual summoning is really weird. They probably should have done it better.
I will say that I think ritual summoning is held back by the fact that their monsters have to be in the main deck. I think that if ritual monsters had been in the extra deck and then you use the spell, I think
the reason why they aren't is because of the fact that back in the day it was only the fusion deck. So
that's why there's so many nowadays. There's so many ritual spells that say, hey, just depending on conditions, take monsters from your main deck.
Unfortunately now,
well, ARA is also ARA is fucking old. ARA into their demise is a whole.
I want to bring up a thing.
I'm sure that there's other archetypes that if you moved it into the extra deck that it would fuckle, but Drytron kind of exists.
I mean, Necros. Well, actually, no. Necros would just not work.
Yeah. A lot of the good archetypes are designed around the interplay. Axe is probably going to ask me something unrelated about some other cards lore.
Yeah, probably.
Let's ask
actually. Okay, thank you. I was more wondering if early on, if it was the future deck, if they ever made a ritual deck, so you had a zone for just ritual cards, that maybe would have worked better.
Probably, actually, honestly, if they just let you stash your ritual cards somewhere else. It's really weird. I don't want to bog down too much longer. The point I was going to make, and I was waiting for some of y'all to finish, was I do think rituals kind of undersell themselves, especially because so many of them are vanillas for some, the old school ones are vanillas for some reason. Because remember when they were introduced in the storyline, this was Yugi's next big thing. This is how I will win the Duelist Kingdom tournament. I will show you the secret arts of forbidden ritual summoning.
Like most of the things I hate in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's Duel Master's fault.
Yeah.
And I guess it's mostly. I mean, honestly, we should probably blame Kaz because he was just hey, you know what's cool? Black Luster Soldier, Chaos Soldier. We just send some monsters to make some levels, and he's big. And it's like...
I believe I've said this before. I think Kazuki Takahashi is a great artist. I think he's a terrible game designer.
It's basically in-hand tribute summoning, but with an extra step.
I mean, at the time, it's if you think about it, ritual summoning is faster than tribute summoning, hard summoning of Blue Eyes. But anyway, this is Beast. He was a rare in Photon Shockwave, so I don't know exactly where he worked out in the timeline.
I kind of like the way it looks like
he was pre-Hidden Arsenal.
Maybe like an Eastern Dragon.
He was the first.
He's a fish boy. I like him. I said this earlier when we were jawing about something else. Seeing him up close actually makes him look cooler. Like, he's got a pretty good card art.
Yeah. Far away, he looks a bit derpy.
He is a fish man. Yeah. Also,
is it like a
dragon?
Is it also like a Kelpie, or is it meant to be like an ocean dragon?
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a dragon. Or he was just a man.
No, I think he's functionally an aqua.
Yeah.
No, don't mention the word dragon around Dallas anymore.
I hate dragons. Dragons are terrible. Dragons in Yu-Gi-Oh are awful.
I mean, I hate to disabuse you, Dallas, but this guy is a beast.
Yeah, like...
Gishki Beast is a beast?
This guy has
I don't know why that didn't come to mind.
Sorry, chat, we didn't play that game, but Dallas just gave me the perfect pitch with the aqua joke.
What's up, Moth?
This guy has swag.
He does have some swag energy.
Yeah, he has that Flavor Flav clock.
Yeah, I will say a lot. It's funny how a lot of the I think there is only one actual Aquamirror, but a lot of these guys have replicas at the merch shop they're carrying around.
Well, yeah, no, that is legit why I think they're like, they weren't... I feel like these are like the people that believe in the Aquamirror and like sought out Noelia. Cause
I mean,
like,
we do know that there's a bit of a time skip, right? Because obviously, like, we saw Ariel in After the Storm. She was very small. And then we see Ariel as Gishki Ariel, and she is... slightly less small. Though her Ice Barrier version has the exact same stats. It's weird.
Well, so does her other version.
Yeah.
Well, because in her Ice Barrier card, she has the Fox with her. So obviously it's the Fox's stats, right?
Also, what the fuck? Why is there an Ice Fox that looks like an Ari Fire? I don't know. Anyway, Gishki Beast, is there anything else to say about this?
Yeah, I was going to say, you have an Ari Fire. Why are you complaining about an Ice one?
He's punching you. I mean, he was a good card in Gishki.
Yeah, it looks like he's charging into the depths to get you.
So Gishki Beast, Ritual Beast, by the way. That's probably a pun for the future. But he is a water beast, as we established, level 4, 1500 attack, 1300 defense. When this card is normal summoned, target one level 4 or lower Gishki monster in your graveyard, special summon that card in face-up defense position. So, remember how we had that conversation about how spirits can't be specialed? Yeah, that's kind of why they're not great in Gishki, because you have a graveyard fetcher right here.
So
and I believe I mentioned that Abyss procs when summoned, period, with capital S.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I just ask one thing: does a spirit has a back to hand even if it's summoned not from hand?
You can't summon it not from hand. Cannot be specialed, X.
Oh, okay.
Is there any spirit support cards that are like ignore its summoning conditions?
Yes, there are.
Okay, that would mean that it would stick.
I'm sure there are, but...
Axe is technically correct. If you can special a spirit outside of flipping or normaling it, then it doesn't return, but you have to do some cheating that way.
There's also spirits that give you extra normal summons.
Yeah, that's usually the way you do it, is with cards like Flunder and other things that are normal summon engines. Most spirit decks give you other ways to get additional normals.
Or kind of like Yosenju. Kind of.
Well,
and Yosenju are clearly evoking, especially considering that I believe... No, well, yeah, spirits have always been associated with Japanese mythology. So I understand why Yosenju has a spirit without being a spirit move. I have 2 tabs of Gishki Beast open. Anyway, I don't think
hold on, I need to step away for a minute.
That's fine. I'm gonna pull up the next boy. Say something nice about Gishki Beast while I'm working.
I think he looks pretty cool.
Webbed hands.
He's very muscular.
Yeah, none of these Gishkis skip leg day.
Look at that.
Well,
vein
actually,
running
that's
from-
my bad. I shouldn't have said that about Gishki Chain.
Yeah,
'cause he doesn't have legs.
I
I didn't realize he didn't have legs until I looked at him blown up. But yeah. Anyway, here's Gishki Chain. This one's very important. He's a Gishki with a chain.
Yo, is that?
He's not the most.
Oh my god,
important,
he's
but
wearing a
up
saddle.
there.
He's wearing a saddle.
There's no way he'll become a banned rank 4 Xyz monster.
Oh.
Yeah. There's no way he's gonna get high on Laval juice.
Yeah, all of you guys.
Just to ask, you guys
Gishki is
are just bullshitting, and that's not actually what happened, right?
No,
No, it
Laval
actually
chain
happened.
axe.
Chain is literally the
Laval are a
chain.
dual terminal
Yeah.
archetype.
They did a
No, I know, but like, is
transfiguration-
it actually meant to be Gishki Chain?
I mean, he's got the same
Yes.
name. Yeah.
Why it's
Oh,
a bubble
okay.
Also,
chain?
have you looked at Laval chain?
They wouldn't
never seen
have
it
made
blown
the
up.
joke if it wasn't relevant.
I
That's
mean,
not true.
exactly.
I mean, we would have,
Yeah.
yes, but no.
If
This
it had the
guys,
same
if you've
name,
ever
it
looked
wasn't
at
related
Laval
to
chain,
Jordan.
you'll notice how he is a sea serpent.
Yes, no, that's the giveaway.
I've just never looked at Laval Chain blown up, so I just.
Well,
at
we'll
him.
look at him later. But yeah, no, this guy is in fact Laval
Look
chain.
at it.
So this is Gishki chain. Much like Beast, I don't think there's a lot to say. He is a watery boy. Yeah, I mean he's like
he's not as like.
yeah. If
he's
you
like
if you
the
look
third
at
best
actual
Gishki.
Laval chain, he is like I don't know what he's been eating. Like what he's gone on Hot Ones with Sean Evans. He's eaten some spicy hot sauce, but yeah, it's the same guy.
He went to the last dab.
Oh, I mean he's got a face like some of the people on Hot Ones. Oh. Anyway, but no, so yeah, I like the action shot on Chain. He's throwing his chain.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
works. It works with the perspective.
The other part of the chain he's holding, it's got like the Aquamirror sigil on it. So
I told you these guys. Clearly, whatever happens with the Elswarm thing and Noelia, it gave her access to the dark science of marketing.
Well, so like
Became a cult leader.
Because she
something I
is
find
all
funny
about
about
branding.
the Gishki lore is that at every point they are trying to take over another territory. When all of a sudden the bigger thing happens, they're like, "Oh, fine, I guess we'll work with you." Okay. And it's just that ad infinitum until the world ends, and they never accomplish anything.
Yeah.
Because more stuff keeps happening to interrupt their evil schemes.
Yeah, Noelia is really, really trying her best to be an evil overlord. She is trying so
No,
hard,
that is
but
why I
she
compare her to-
never gets
that's
to the
why
top
I-
of the list.
So basically,
That's
she,
why I compare her to Rita Repulsa.
so basically,
always
she's
the,
like meant to be the emissary of the world's destruction, but she never gets any footholds outside of her cult.
Well, I mean, technically, she does succeed in doing that.
Yeah,
Well,
the problem is that like there's hey, funnily enough, there's always a bigger fish.
Well,
This is dual terminal. There's always a problem bigger than your hairstyle, Noelia.
Well, until the literal world cracks open and demons come out, and then they ended it.
Yeah.
Allegedly. And even then, maybe not.
Sophia
We'll see how
bursts
they
out of the
die.
temple of the Wind Valley and just like, nope.
Reset.
But anyways, Chain has pretty damn good stats.
Yeah, so once again, talking about how decent these guys are. This is a Water Sea Serpent, 4 stars, 1800 attack, 1k defense, so he is searchable under your boy.
Which is also, for reference, I believe level Chain stats.
Yes, also, yeah.
If it
Also,
wasn't-
funnily
if it
enough,
also
this is
wasn't
the
that obvious.
inverse of Ariel. So it's kind of funny. But what he does is, when he is normal summoned, look at the top 3 cards at your deck, reveal 1 ritual monster or 1 ritual spell card among them, add it to your hand, and place any of the remaining cards on top of your deck in any order. So clearly he is pre-PCST.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah.
is
Okay.
reactivated.
So yeah, Gishki Chain is arguably, if you have a normal summon, a good card in just ritual decks, period.
I'm gonna be honest, I might be playing Gishki this week.
That'd be very funny.
I found a deck list that I love this. I love people being insane.
Well, I'm kind of glad we're getting away from some of our more cutting edge stuff we had last week.
Sweaty decks.
Yeah.
Look, Gishki Masked Hero Fang of Critias is a cutting edge deck.
God, oh my God, Dallas.
Wait, what
But,
the fuck did you say
but
again?
Dallas,
Gishki
is
Chain
it?
Craze.
But is it better than Clownblade Wind Up Speedroid?
We'll see.
Then,
oh my god.
I mean, I can't talk. I'm probably gonna walk in with my Jake Dragon
yes,
deck
correct,
again.
Loth. You cannot talk because guys, I don't know if you caught my joke last time. If you looked at Loth's deck list on last week's prog, but I looked at his deck list and I had to type up the effect, and I just went, dragons? Question mark.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
wasn't quick enough to tell Omega I called it Beautiful Eyes Jank Dragon.
I'll call it Jank Dragon next time, maybe, if you're on the same deck. We'll see. But Gishki Chain is a good card. He is a better Noelia, honestly, even though he came out first, because he was in Hidden Arsenal 5. You get to look at the top 3, reveal and add 1 ritual monster or spell, and then you put the others in any order. The only thing that's possibly a little interesting about him is that he does require you to normal summon him, so if you special him through other ways, it don't work. But for the most part, I think that's honestly what does slow down Gishki is that harsh competition for their normal.
It is, but I would say at the same point, like it's unfortunate that a lot of your cards need normal summons, but there are never like bad normal summons in this deck.
Yeah, no, you have a lot of good normals. You have a lot of lines for different combos. So yeah, Chain, good boy. And then let us move on to the next one. This one is not a good one.
Oh, are we at like what marker or some shit?
Did we skip advance?
No, Advance came out later.
We're going in wave order.
Yeah, I'm doing the wave order now. I wanted to set up by establishing Noelia and Natalia, so you guys know what's up, and then we're going through in the order we see them. And I have also placed, even though technically Eva Gishki comes before Gishki in alphabetical order, I have placed the Eva Gishkis at the bottom of the list because they are usually wombo combos of other cards.
Yeah, the Eva Gishkis require context.
Yeah,
they require lots of context.
We see the end of the equation afterwards.
Yeah, I wonder if you want to show like any of the mirror arts, I guess.
Not really. I looked at them all. They're just mirrors.
Yeah.
Some of the Aquamirror cards are actually important, and we'll talk about them roughly when they came out.
Yeah, I will say there are some spell traps that I think are worth showing.
But
yeah,
the actual
maybe like
mirror
a
ritual spells,
them at the end.
The actual mirror ritual spells are not really that interesting. It's
hey, you can see one right now. Anyway,
yeah, this is Gishki Diviner. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
He is a fish.
So Gishki Diviner is a hilarious card.
Yeah.
Because not only is he just a Mon Calamari, he's part of one of the stupidest Gishki decks to ever do anything.
So, guys, you may have noticed there's 2 themes, right, so far to Gishki. Gishkis get cards out of your graveyard for stuff, or they look at the top cards at your deck for stuff, and sometimes you do a little of both. You know, Noel.
I'm looking at this guy, and he gives off janky FTK vibes.
Yeah. It's not a janky. Well, it's jank. You got half it right.
I mean, it's
because of the fact that he can name any card, and not just a Gishki card. So that seems rife for abusal in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. So let's talk about his effect really quick because there's not a lot to say about this freaky fish guy. This is a level 3 water sea serpent, 1200 attack, 800 defense. This is a little anemic for a 3-star. Once per turn, you can declare 1 card name, reveal the top card of your deck, and if it is the declared card, return it to your hand. Otherwise, return it to the top of your deck.
I'm noticing a soft once per turn that effect as well.
Yes.
Which is probably what breaks this card.
Soft once per turn. Also, once again, I would like to point out, you do not get penalized for this.
You put it back to call it again if you can recycle this boy.
Yeah.
But what if you could always know what the top card of your deck is?
Yeah.
Are you talking about like
what if you could Convulsion of Nature?
Convulsion of Nature.
Yes, Gishki Convulsion of Nature is a hilarious deck.
So here's the question then: do you also put Reversal Quiz in that deck?
No, because it doesn't work as well.
No.
Because what Gishki Convulsion of Nature is about, it's a very dumb deck based on the cards Convulsion of Nature.
Which, if you don't know, is one of those old-ass Yu-Gi-Oh cards that does something fucking bonkers, but is somehow still allowed because it doesn't actually break the game.
It's based on Convulsion
of Nature. What it does is both players put their decks upside down and continue play as normal.
Yeah.
So both sides can see what's on the top of their opponent's deck
at all times.
Also,
it involves Convulsion of Nature, recycling Diviner with what is this fucking card? Marincess Coral Anemone.
Oh.
And then using cards like fucking Archfiend's Oath, Prohibition, and Dirge of the Lost Dragon to lock your opponent's deck down. It's a really dumb deck. But I love it because it's fun.
But what if you played the 7th one in it?
That'd be funny.
Anyway, I think I'm before we have to suffer any more brain poison, we're gonna leave this Gishki alone. It's a weird one.
About Diviner. He's got the mirror. He's an octopus man. He's red.
Needless to say, in actual Gishki decks, he's not played much. No.
Like I can definitely see applications for shenanigans, but yeah, no, like this card was designed to be run in a broken deck.
This card literally just reads jank.
So this is Gishki Marker. He is an octopus, but also a man.
Yo, there's definitely an Aquaman villain that is just this guy.
I mean, yeah, especially like using the tentacles for extra swords.
It looks like
also, I mean, guys, I don't want to start a whole conversation, but I'm not well versed on the One Pieces. But also, this has to be a One Piece guy, right?
But why does he have like wrestler's pants?
There is an octopus fishman, but I don't believe his head is a fish. Like I don't believe his head is the octopus.
Well, this case, it looks like a guy just wearing an octopus over his head.
No, but seriously, look at his pants.
No, he's wearing wrestler's pants. Like he is Dallas. I don't think you understand. He's shown up to the Aquamirror for a cage match.
Yeah, this is like a wrestler pirate octopus man.
Gishki Marker blubs out. I've got 5 minutes.
He's gonna point to the Aquamirror and be like, "I'll fight you at Aquamirror."
I mean, he's got one on his.
Alternatively, make all your Octodad jokes.
Yeah.
Also, didn't Abyss have the same kind of pants?
Yes.
I also noticed he's also carrying 4 swords. So
no, he's got extra swords because he's got free tentacles. And he
so here's a character I think Omega was thinking of if he's ever seen a One Piece.
That looks vaguely familiar. Yes. Though once again, looking at this art, I love that he's wearing a dress shirt and tie, and then also
he's a classy fish man. He's a classy man.
Marker is not a classy man. Dallas is right. This is a pro wrestler. Only it must be a no rules match because he's got a lot of weapons.
Or it's a pro duelist. Or it's like a pro duelist.
So, anything else to say besides octopus?
Nah, not really.
I mean, if you're just gonna get to his effect, I don't think it's terrible. Again, like he has an abyss like summon effect.
Yeah. So Gishki Marker. Not sure why he's Marker, but he's Marker. Water Aqua, because an octopus is not a fish. Konami are huge brains over there. Everything is always scientifically correct. Level 4 stats are a little lower. He's 1600 attack and 1200 defense, so you cannot search him with your boy. Which is a little sad because he also comes out in International 5. But when this card is summoned, you can target one Gishki Ritual monster or Gishki Ritual spell in your graveyard, add that to your hand. So this once again has those graveyard cycling. And again, it is on summon period. So if you can special him, which as we've seen they have ways to do, you can get your loops back going again. So
he is literally only not good because of 2 cards in Gishki.
I have realized something interesting about his design that makes no sense to me.
What's up?
He's got VI or 6, depending on your choice of interpretation on his belt.
Yeah.
I
noticed that earlier. I didn't say anything about it because it doesn't really have. I don't think it has any relevance.
Random belt buckle.
Wait, guys, wait.
How many tentacles?
The pattern of his pants are VIs.
How many tentacles does he have?
8.
I mean, he's not.
He only has 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I mean, but he's also got 2 arms.
Also,
yeah, but those aren't tentacles.
Actually, no. He has 4 tentacles. Dallas, look at his boot. His legs are actually tentacles.
Oh my God! His legs are tentacles. Why is he?
He has suckers on the side of his pants, and coming out of the tip of his boot is his tentacle.
Why is he wearing boots if he just has
guys, look at the inside of his pants. It's also the 6.
Kind of.
Yeah, no, it is.
That might just also be the angle, though.
This art is just.
The artist of this is clearly like he's like an amateur character designer for like manga or something, and he's like, I'll show them.
The artist of this literally watched a fucking Dream Maker match before this, and was like, I'm just gonna make a wrestler.
Definitely questions to be had about the art like design like concept, but I don't think we have answers.
No, just the artist for this one went ham. He went hard.
Yeah, he's got like a pattern of marine rules for his pants.
All right, so anyway, now we're coming up to one of the big ones, one of the key pieces to this archetype.
The two key pieces are, I believe, next.
Yo, is it Mollusk?
No. Mollusk is actually in the second wave. This is Gishki Shadow.
Oh yeah, no, this guy, this little shithead.
Oh look,
this is probably the most played Gishki card in all of the history of Gishki.
We should like this guy is like Noel always like Spy Master, I guess.
I mean, he's definitely something. Like, look how hunchy he is.
This is the worm tongue. This is the worm tongue.
Yeah, that's the Spy Master.
Well, my fish.
Oh yeah, he's got the same conch thing Noel wears too.
Well, and so the interesting thing about Shadow that if we get like. There's not much to talk about his design. He's cool, but there's not much to say about all these fish people.
He has the same look as a lot of the other. He is a sea serpent. We can spoil that now. He has a look of a lot of the other sea serpent type Gishkis. Like he's got the 4 eyes, the frills. He looks like he is related to no, not the exact same as monsters like Diviner and Chain. So he is somewhat different from our freaky fish boys. But yeah, there's not a lot to say about his art other than I do feel kind of like Axe and Dallas are correct. Like I'm imagining this guy being like, "Yes, my evil mistress, it will be done, mistress, by your command."
It might be like Arrow. They're like the inner circle of the cult.
Also, his name is kind of funny in Japanese because it's not Ritua Shadow, it's Shadow Ritua. Shadow is the other way around.
What? Okay, guys. The fucking trivia guys need to stop.
What?
What now?
Oh, what happened?
That's always a great sign.
This card's artwork maybe reference to the first BioShock video game, as it shows Gishki Shadow coming out of the sea onto a circular stairway, similar to the opening of BioShock, where the main character climbs out of the sea onto a circular stairway.
That's just fucking funny.
No, what his artwork, because you can see the fucking Giant's Causeway behind him. No, this is some Lovecraft life shit, like. Gishki Shadow's walking out of the sunken city of Rillier.
Well, what's funny is that right under it is the Shadow over Innsmouth like trivia. This could be a reference to that, which is what it probably.
This is 100% reference to Shadow. Yeah. Like
this is like Johannes.
Yeah. I went to the trivia because Zed mentioned that he had an ice barrier.
I don't think he's got an ice barrier.
I don't believe he does.
I mean, he says Hexa Spirit of Ice Barrier.
I mean, like Hexa just has nothing. Like
Hexa looks like Hexa actually looks like Hexa is a little in Ice Barriers. He's a little baby salamander. Hexa actually does become something, I believe, in Gishki, but it is not Shadow.
Yeah.
Actually, he's
he becomes Hexa. Enforcer of the Necro.
Counterpart, yeah, Hexa.
But that also, I believe, that is similar to one of the Eva Gishkis. We'll get there.
It's an Eva Gishki. I know what. Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Shadow's effect. Shadow is a level 4 Sea Serpent, 1200 attack, 1000 defense. If you ritual summon exactly one water ritual monster with a card effect that requires use of monsters, this card can be the entire requirement. So this guy's also pre-PCSD.
Yeah, this card was run in Necros.
You can discard this card, add one Gishki ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. So you guys see how good Shadow is, right? One, he is the entire tribute for a water ritual.
Well, I imagine he was ran in Necros Cope decks after Shurad got hit.
Two.
I was gonna say, can any of the Gishki rituals be used with Necros? I doubt it, but
hypothetically,
I mean, like the main problem is that the Necros rituals summon Necros monsters, not Gishki monsters. But Shadow by himself is generic for water rituals, which I think is just exactly Gishki and Necros, and probably one random mass ritual monster from 2007.
Crab.
Like the fucking crab, the crab one.
That's like the
Crab turtle.
Crab.
Guys, remember in Prague? Actually, you guys probably don't remember because I don't think I ever showed anybody. But I legitimately, in my early water.deck stage, I was thinking, can I make crab turtle work?
No, I do remember that because I tested with that.
I
remember seeing it, yeah. But I bring up a thing of image Shadow being like, yes, mistress, I sacrifice me.
No, he is the
like
star
you said that
screen.
earlier.
Yeah.
Well, specifically, I'll sacrifice myself. Yeah, I could see that. Let me see about the spells.
There are exactly 3 non-Gishki Necros water rituals. Crab turtle, fortress whale, and water leviathan at Ignister.
Oh right, the Adignister fucking.
Because Adignister needed the ritual monster.
Oh yeah, Dallas. I don't know if you watched my stream, but I've completed Master Duel, by the way. If you don't watch those, I've completed all solo modes. They gave me an Adignister nightmare deck, and I was like, where the fuck is Dallas? I managed to make it out okay. I'm sad, Dallas. I tried really hard, but I got fuckled. I had 2 lights on board because Nightmare Griffin is a light. I was so close to Arrival Cybers.
Did they give you Dark Infant?
Yes, they gave you 1 Dark Infant.
Okay, so they gave you because the thing about Adignister as a deck, as a person who that is my favorite deck. It is the deck I play in Master Duel, in real Yu-Gi-Oh. The thing about Adignister is it was kind of terrible until Dark Infant was a card.
Yeah, they give you 1 Dark Infant. They give you plenty of the main deck monsters. But no, like I said, I was so close to because I had a Griffin, which is a Link 4 and 2 monsters, but 2 of them were lights. I was so close to Arrival Cybers. It didn't matter, but it would have been a great flex. Yeah, I just double checked. All of the Gishki Ritual cards are used only to summon Gishki Ritual monsters.
Yeah.
I believe there is a Aquamirror Ritual card that is generic for waters, but it is not a Gishki Ritual card.
No. Did it have water just become the ritual attribute?
Well,
no,
I think it's
light.
thematic because it's those 2 big ones.
The ritual archetype is light. There's more light rituals than any other.
Yeah, because there's Heralds and Drytron, and then there's half of Demise.
Yeah, so
and
also
random cards like ritual, like Risheth, Shinato, King of a Higher Plane. That Dragon Queen bitch.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised it's not dark, but also at the same time they've
dark and light are
major
probably up there because those are both huge.
Yeah.
What's next on our long list of Gishkis? But because guys, we're like an hour and a half in, and we've just talked like about 5 of these guys.
Yeah. Okay. So anything more to say about Shadow other than he good?
He's good.
Okay.
That's always good.
So there's one more weird one before we get to our first 2 Eva Gishkis in our initial wave. And I don't know who the fuck this motherfucker is, and I think he goes away afterward.
Is it the other just anime boy?
Yes.
Let me pull up. Let me pull up and see if I can find his lore.
Yeah. So this is Gishki Vanity.
Oh.
He is a dude. His face is very small.
I've looked into his lore. All I see is he's wearing Gishki Aquamirror as his necklace.
So full-blown Michael Mick doesn't exist. Yeah, I don't know what happens to this guy, but he's fucking dead now, I guess.
Sir, not appearing in this film.
Looking at his art blown up, his hands are huge and his face is tiny. That's all I got.
He looks like Baby Dante.
He does.
I also want to throw something else out here that's weird. I don't know where the fuck this card came from or who made him. This guy's an Aqua. Like, all the other human Gishkis are spellcasters. This man is an Aqua. He is clearly made of water.
Obviously a fish. He's a fish in disguise.
Actually, wait. Maybe he's just a mirage.
It could be, I guess.
No, then he'd be a spirit.
It's a vanity.
So Ritual Vanity, Water Aqua Effect, 2 stars, 1k attack, 800 defense. During your main phase, you can discard this card. This turn, your opponent cannot activate spells, traps, spell trap effects, or monster card effects when a Gishki monster is ritual summoned or when a Gishki ritual spell card is activated.
So, I don't know why it's mentioned. It's just, the only thing I can find is that this card lets you walk past. This card lets you counter Royal Oppression. It's the only thing I fucking see in this card.
So this is Ritual Buster, except for
no, this is worse than Ritual Buster, but this gives you protection on summon. Basically, it's like if you during your main phase, you pitch Gishki Vanity. Your opponent cannot do anything to counteract when a Gishki is ritual summoned or when a spell card is activated. So they cannot Magic Jammer you or Curse Seal the Forbidden Spell. You can't get Solemned.
You know what
can't
this
get Trap
feels
Hold.
like? You know what this feels like?
I have a weird thing about this.
I'm gonna be very honest. This card feels like it should have been a field spell.
Probably, yeah. If this card was today, this would have been a field spell.
Also, as a thing I've noticed, in the background, there's actually a vanity. I wonder if it's actually literally just an illusion, because there's also a white light around
You're
the guy.
right. There is a vanity mirror back there. This guy, that could be it. He could be a literal illusion. He is glowing with an awesome power.
Born.
I mean, or it could be like the previous humanoid form of one of the fish people too.
Who knows?
Give me Bruce Willis.
Like honestly, like as far as protection effects in Hidden Arsenal 5 go, this is pretty good. Main phase, pitch this guy from your hand, and you just tell your opponent, hey, you know how you might want to Torrential Tribute or Bottomless or Solemn me? Don't do that. Don't actually do that.
So it's pretty good. I think the obvious main problem here is that in a ritual deck, every monster matters, and you don't want to be pitching a monster just to tell your opponent, maybe you don't stop my combo, but if you draw this, he might brick your combo.
And also, I mean, I will say at least Gishki have access to, cards like Vision and Shadow. We haven't seen Vision yet, but he has a similar first effect to Shadow. So you don't necessarily need as many bodies with your tributes, but yeah, it's a little clunky. It like Dallas said, this would absolutely be a field spell today. Just like, hey, when you ritual summon a Gishki monster or activate a Gishki ritual spell card, your opponent can't tell you to I mean, isn't that literally what Invocation does? When you fusion summon, your opponent can't stop you. Yeah, so that's Vanity. He's not real, literally. Let's talk about the boys.
There is no connection of this guy in the lore. He just exists.
I'm pretty sure Axe is actually right. I think he is just like an illusion or something. He's just light through water. Because one of the ritual spells is Photo Mirror, so...
Nah, this guy went on to become Vanity's Emptiness and Vanity's Fiend, clearly.
Vanity's
he does not have the hair
Vanity's
for
Fiend
it.
Are before this card.
Also, he does not have the hair for that.
Not funny.
True.
Don't worry, Axe, I'll always be unfunny.
Hello,
to you
welcome, Gishki Mind August.
Yo, is that Ariel?
Are you writing that?
Yeah, no, she is not writing it, Axe. She is jutting out of its forehead.
Oh, okay, so it's like, well, I can't the name of her, but like the spider sister, the spider witches from Dark Souls.
Quaylog.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like the one, is it Mateus? The one Scion from Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like, it's just people sticking out of fish things.
Yoda?
Yeah, I love this design. This one is right. That person plus, I think, Reliever.
Yeah, I don't think we have talked about Reliever
You know,
yet. Reliever's in the second batch.
I've just never noticed how much Mind August is actually fucking creepy with like those fucking legs.
Well, yeah. So again, we talked about this. These cards are all printed in secret rare normally, and that's their only printing, so you can't see shit in tiny card arts that are super foily. But it's fucking gross and weird.
You have no idea what you're looking at half the time with Yu-Gi-Oh card art, especially if they're in Hidden Arsenal where they're almost all high rarity.
Gishki is low-key fridge horror. It's great.
I want to throw this out there, guys. This is Ariel, who is like biofused to this thing's forehead. Like she's wearing a dress that is now this. But also, this motherfucking fish got legs. This is some The Thing shit, okay?
Also, you can see the crest up in the air, and it's like so. It's
also,
just,
I'm pretty sure someone cut her eyes out.
Or they.
No, she still got her eyes.
I think skin
flews over
the
blindfolded.
No, she's not. You're drunk, Dallas. I will zoom and enhance.
I'm blind.
I can kind of see it. It's like, okay, she's working. The eyes are glowing.
Oh, right.
Okay, whatever.
Zoom! Enhance! Meh.
Actually, not that bad res, honestly.
Yeah, no, she still has her eyes. I just think they're glowing with an awesome power.
She's just in pain. Okay.
She also has evil anime eye marks.
She has fucking, and she's on ADD medication. Her eyes were the size of fucking dinner plates. That's what it was.
Well, she also has, like I said, she's got evil anime face markings because this is an evil ritual. Evil ritual.
So, are the things they fuse with, like, meant to be, like, part evil swarm, part fish things?
I don't know if they're actually related to the evil swarm methodology. It's
Evil Swarms come in later, and funny enough, the Evil Swarms say, "Hey, you know all those Ice Barrier dragons? What if they were Evil Swarms now?"
The way the Master Duel guide, or at least the translation, phrases it is that because of the corruption of Noelia, she started studying forbidden techniques, which became the Gishki techniques. So it's not directly related as far as I can tell, just, Noelia goes down a dark path and discovers the Gishki bullshit because of it. But yeah, no, this card's metal.
But, yeah,
I thought the Evil Swarm virus was inside the Ice Mirror thing.
Yeah, but she lets it out to make Steel Swarms, I think. Steel Swarm Herc, pops out of it or something. Anyway, as Vesper noted, we have been here for an hour and a half, basically, and we are still in Wave 1.
I mean, there's a lot to take into this, because I think this art's really cool. It's like a mix between, an anglerfish, and maybe, a deep-sea crab, and then something else.
Yeah, this is very Thing-esque.
It's very horrifying.
H.P. Lovecraft is, spinning so hard in his grave, he hooked him up to a dynamo. He'd generate electricity by how freaky this is.
He won the dance tournament.
So what Mind August does is just infinite cycling. Yeah. So you can do your hand loop forever.
Also, I found out the cards that got those Mind August and Gus Kraken limited. Spoilers, they're not Gishki cards. The reason they got limited was Psyframe Lord Omega and Herald of Arclight loops.
Yeah. Sorry, look at my.
Because Herald of Psyframe Lord Omega was at 3 at this time, because reasons.
Yeah. So, Mind August is a level 3 Aqua ritual, or level 6, sorry. So, 2,500 attack, 2,000 defense. So pretty good stats for a ritual level 6, right?
Yeah.
Can't be normal summoner set, obviously.
He's got Dark Magician stats.
Yeah. Must first be ritual summoned, so you can recur this later if you have properly summoned it. You can ritual summon this card with any Gishki ritual spell card. When this card is ritual summoned, target up to 5 cards in any graveyards. Shuffle those targets into the deck. So, yes, this is your reset button. You summon Mind August, you get to pick 5 cards in either graveyard, shuffle them back.
And it's probably going to be yours unless you have to target an opponent's if you don't have enough set up.
But you don't, because up to 5. So you can just stop. You can just be like, no. That said, also, again, this lets you shuffle your opponent's graveyard, which is also, not the ideal form, but is certainly useful sometimes for you to go, hey, buddy, nice graveyard setup. Bye.
Yeah,
in some situations, it's better than banishing it.
It's actually interesting utility that is probably what as Dallas said, caused this card to be limited at a point later in the game when they realized that when the graveyard became a second hand, being able to just cut off your opponent's resources is actually pretty strong.
And a big thing about the Ivagishki monsters is because of the way their spells and stuff loop themselves. There's so much recursion in this deck. It's really easy to just pitch Mind August for Mind August and then reset Mind August and then get another Mind August off your first Mind August and then do the loop, basically. Which is why these cards were limited.
For 17th time?
They loop together so well.
The card that got them banned, is Herald of Arclight.
Okay, well, Dallas, you need to explain how it does that then.
Okay, so I'll read Herald of Arclight because it's a card you probably have actually seen in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck.
Yeah, guys, guess what? Heralds have always been a pain in the butt.
Well, no, this isn't the same kind of Herald, but any monster sent from the hand or main deck to the graveyard is banished. When a spell trap monster, you can add one. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one ritual monster or ritual spell from your deck to your hand.
Yeah.
So you would cycle that with Psyframe Lord Omega, who lets you put banished card to the graveyard. You would banish them. It's just a bunch of advances.
Yeah. These 3 different cards which have recursion effects. You put them together and you build a recursion engine. But Mind August is still very powerful in its looping potential. It loops very well with itself because there's not a once per turn on this card at all because it's on summon. So when ritual summoned, do the thing.
Do the thing.
And like I said, it's really easy with these cards to just Mind August into Mind August and just feed the beast. So we get to see one more of our Eva Gishkis before we move into our next wave. Because Gishkis were pretty... I mean, they didn't have their killer app yet, but they were pretty well put together when they first came out in Hidden Arsenal 5. Like, you had you had Shadow, you had Chain, you know...
They're at the point where they were a buildable deck, but they did not have their big gimmick.
Yeah. But they did have a big bungus. So let me find his card art. God, I do not like looking at you up close.
Oh no.
Anyway, it's Gishki, Eva Gishki Soul Ogre.
Yo, is that a big bungus?
Yeah, he's a fat boy.
Its eyes to meet you.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with his face, but I know I don't like it.
Look at them cheeks.
That's a perfectly normal face.
Yo, this guy spins.
Considering this is Ice Bears, where I forgot her name, but the leader lady is like, I've adopted all of you. This is a face only a mother could love.
So apparently, this is Gishki Shadow just sucking up Aquamirror juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the Aquamirror plugged into his chest.
Yeah, it looks like him. He has the same thin punk hairdo.
Yeah. So basically, this is we talked about how Noelia is just a fucking Sentai boss lady. I believe Gem Knights were coming out around this time. So clearly the Gem Knights are the Super Sentai team because they're rainbow and they're warriors, even though they're rocks. But this is absolutely like, you find the little scheming Shadow somewhere and he's just like, oh yeah, and he plugs the Aquamirror into his chest and he gets fucking swole.
He's Arkham Asylum Joker.
Like, he gets fucking huge. Other than the fact that this fish is ripped, I don't think there's a lot to say about him.
He has a very interesting once per turn effect.
Yeah, so effect-wise, this is a water aqua again ritual. He is 8 stars, which is okay because you got a lot of 4s in this deck, even if you don't have your boys that count as 1 tribute. 28/28 because fuck you. Cannot be normal summon. Blah blah blah. Must be ritualed. Any Gishki card. Once per turn, you can discard 1 Gishki monster, target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, shuffle that target into the deck. This guy is I mean, it's not quite Phoenix Wing Blast on a stick, but it's basically Phoenix Wing Blast on a stick.
Well,
he's kind of rude.
Another interesting thing here is, and we'll probably see this a lot because this is all pre-Infernity stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of soft once per turn on these effects.
Yeah. So if you can get a Soul Ogre on board, have him pitch to spin 1 card back, and then tribute Soul Ogre on board for another Soul Ogre to pitch again, spin. Reload your deck with Mind Dogs.
It's not great, but it's abusable.
And once again, 28/28. Like, same attack and defense. He's big. He's beefy.
I mean, it's a little harder to do just because I believe he's an 8, so it's not, it doesn't, you can't go, the reason Gishki, Mind August, Guts Crack, and Loop works is you can do them for each other, because I think they're both 6s.
Yeah, but either way, you're playing Shadow, so it's not going to be.
And also, as I pointed out, you have a lot of 4s in this deck. So if you if you just open your turn and hard draw Soul Ogre 2 Gishki 4s and a ritual spell, or if you get a guy who can you get a chain, right?
I'm more just talking in terms of
no, this isn't degenerate, I don't think, but it definitely shows you what this deck is good at, which is just soft recursion. I don't have degenerate,
but it's abusable in scuffed lines to push to overextend.
So let's we've seen what this deck is about. We've seen how we can get swole. Let's talk about things.
Also, I'm a little sad I missed out on Mind August, but
I mean, you can always look it up It's gross. Well, I'm pulling up some card art. Do you have anything you want to say about it?
No, I don't have anything specific to say about it. I think you guys, other than, hey, it looks like, not Amelia, Ariel. Looks like Ariel's not having a fun time.
Hey, speaking of Amelia, not having a fun time.
Ariel's life gets worse.
I do want to point out, Amelia clearly went goth when she died.
You may be asking yourself, why is she dead?
And we say she's dead because she's another spirit monster. And yes, I was thinking about that, Vesper. I'm gonna pull up that card art.
I was gonna say, wait a second. She looks like she's having an okay time in this.
What happened to Amelia to cause her to die? Surely it couldn't have been her wonderful mom, right?
Yeah, no. Mom of the year, right? Mom of the year, right?
Parent of the year.
Brought to you by
oh God,
Ragu-Kirin.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's the Ragu-Kirin Mother of the Year award.
So this is the trap card Aquamirror Illusion,
where it is quite literally Noelle sacrificing Amelia to perform a ritual.
Which, by the way, if you don't know what that does, special summon one Gishki ritual monster from your hand. It can't attack it. Return to your hand and again phase. It's a trap
by the way,
card.
Illusion looks like she's forcing her to drown.
Yeah, she is, because of the way this works, this is a quick summon ritual spell. This is very clearly, Noelle has, like, full-blown lost her shit and is just feeding Amelia into this.
I think she's slightly a better mother than Ragu-Kirin, because as far as I can tell, she didn't sexually assault her daughter.
No, she just sacrificed her.
But on becoming a ghost, becoming a spellcaster spirit monster, Amelia, like I said, clearly got goth. Like, you'll notice how
she's having a not terrible time.
She's got, like, she's painted her nails. I think her pupils are slits.
Also, David, for context.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, no, that makes sense.
All I'm seeing is that, like, in Illusion, that I think she's more just battle damaged a bit.
Yeah.
And then maybe has, like...
It's true, like, her stockings are clearly ripped. Whereas they are
She's
not.
honestly, like, tried to resist being sacrificed.
Yeah. She's got, some nice necklaces. She's got her funny hat on. She's got her staff, nail polish. Like, she's all dolled up. It's interesting. She's in the same theme. Clearly, mother and daughter go to the same wardrobe.
It's also the same, like, base bits Ariel has. So it's, like, it's probably the same thing of all the summoners of the cult.
Well, I mean, they are adoptive sisters, at least.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, given the hair and eye color, that Amelia and Noelle are biologically related.
I was gonna say, honestly, it's probably that that if Noelle leads that, then her daughter and adoptive daughter.
I want to point out there's some orbs we be pondering in Illusion. I think these are just bits of jewelry from Amelia, which are being violently expelled, but it could also be something else.
Also, what is like that crest on the bottom? Does like that mean anything for that?
That's just a different version of the Aquamirror. You can see the sigil down here in the corner.
Yeah. I was gonna say, look, it's obviously that Amelia's dropping her materia there.
Is there?
Where have I seen this one before?
But is there an Ivagishi that is technically of Amelia?
Is
there? So?
Because I wonder if the ritual is she's turning her daughter into that.
I believe there is, and it's disturbing.
Oh yeah, we'll see that later. Don't you worry. That's coming up. That's spoilers. That's the big one.
Okay, so I think that's
what
happened.
It's that one? I thought it was the.
Not the literally big one, but the one we keep talking about.
Anyway, so Amelia has decent stats, interesting effect. Sucks that she's a spirit.
Yeah, but, so similar to Natalia.
She's royal decree on legs.
She's a spellcaster spirit, 4 stars, 1600 attack, 800 defense, so she's searchable. When this card is normal summon or flip face up, negate all trap cards on the field until the end phase. You must control another Gishki monster to activate and resolve this effect. I think that and the fact that she's a spirit are the real limiters here. You have to normal her, and you have to already have a Gishki on board. Well, but you are playing a ritual deck.
What sucks too is that even if you cheat around the field with like spirit shenanigans, the trap negate doesn't stick. She's not Jinzo.
It's only until the end phase.
Well, it's also one of those things, as Vespera pointed out. Just play Royal Decree.
I mean, yeah, but I similar to Vanity, I see what they're going for here, right? Like, you don't have to normal summon to ritual summon, so you could pitch a Vanity or not, make your big bungus anyway, and then you slap down Amelia on the field, and you're like, hey, y'all, you cannot mirror force me. Suck a butt.
Yeah, I mean, like I will say, like, even though these cards don't work, it's an interesting concept to use spirits and other such monsters, since your normal summon is not. Well, your normal summon is valuable in this deck, but you don't necessarily have to normal summon to do to ritual summon.
Yeah.
It's just that the other side of Gishkis have a lot of powerful normal summons.
Yes.
I wonder if they thought the idea of putting spirits because then they bounce back to hand, so you can use them as spirit tribute, or as
I think that was that could have been what they were going for. It's unfortunately just a little slow, as we like to say sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, I honestly, other than the fact that the thing happening in Aquamirror Illusion, I don't think there's anything really to point out about Amelia. She is
also she is having the least fun time out of anyone we've seen so far.
I wonder if they had to have magic
until she's actual Ghost Amelia.
Well, I'd argue that, but that's.
I wonder.
That said, guys, don't worry. I can tell you. She does get better.
No, I said,
tries hard.
No, someone we've already seen has a worse life, but once again, that's a spoiler for the future.
Anyway, this is Gishki Mollusk, despite the fact that he has a shell for a face.
Wow. What the fuck?
I've never seen this card in my life.
This is definitely the Gishki Fishman that makes the least sense.
Yeah, his face is a shell, like the gasoline. Also, Dallas, there's a reason why you haven't seen this guy.
Oh,
he's very bad.
Oh,
he's very.
This guy
also got the 6 on his leg.
Translated as Virtua Shellfish.
Yeah, he's. I see why they went with mollusk. They should have gone with shellfish. That's at least like punny. Get it? He's a shell face.
So I'm going to make the wild assumption, since the VI is still on this aesthetic, that it's because the ritual monsters were level 6s.
Possibly.
That's the only thing I can gather from.
I mean, I will say, before we get off this guy, I do appreciate, like, once again, that tribal style. Like, he's got some cool body art. He's also fucking shredded, right? Like,
it's not a terrible design. It's like if you covered his face, it's a good design. Yeah. Then you reveal it, and you're like, why did they do that to this man? Yeah. What happened?
But like, Noelia clearly offers good dental, and the bottom of the ocean has a good gym, guys. This guy lifts.
I mean, water pressure.
Look at those biceps. So, Gishki Mollusk is a level 4 Aqua, 1700 attack, 900 defense. When this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and then return them to the top or bottom of your deck in any order. Sent to the graveyard by a card effect, by the way.
I believe ritual summoning is considered that.
Yes, I think that's what they're going for. Yeah. But remember, you have access to Shadow and Vision upcoming in the same set.
And you can also just stack your deck with the other good Gishki cards.
Yeah. I mean, I like that it can let you look at the top 3 and then return them to the bottom of your deck. You can look at the top 3 and go, I don't need those fucking cards. Get them out of here. But once again, it's a little slow. It's a little finicky because it's only when sent by card effect and sent to graveyard. Like, it's not like if he's destroyed, he goes to, you have to send by card effect. You can tribute him to get it to trigger, but by then if you're ritual summoning him, you already are going off. You have the combo. You're starting. You don't need to look at your top 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've played much.
So he is.
This is one of those mini cards, like kind of similar to Vanity, whose card design in of itself is a beginner's trap.
Yeah. There are so many more better level 4 Gishkis you can be out here making.
They sound like good effects, and they're not terrible enough that even someone who looks at this card will think it's bad. Someone looks at this card, think it's okay, they play it, and then they wonder why nothing works.
Anyway.
Because they're playing bad cards like Mollusk, and I won't say Vanity's a bad card, but you guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Anyway, it's time for Vesper's favorite.
Not necessarily bad, but suboptimal.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Oh wow,
Barg.
No, it's not this man. It's not this man. Oh no, it is.
My brain is still kind of stuck on the thing of like, I wonder if like the normal human Yushki have to like are using magic to breathe underwater. Isn't that right? Sorry.
There's so much into it.
No, they're using mermaid kisses.
But
I mean, I don't think we ever actually see them underwater. So we saw that there's a staircase. Maybe there's like again, there is no Gishki field spell. Hey Konami, you like to release legacy support field spells that fix an entire archetype, right? Get on that.
I thought you were about to say you like releasing Umi, right?
Make you just ritual summon tributes from the deck.
If you so long as you include the word Gishki in both of those, that would probably be okay.
Yes,
I do have a question.
Monster from
Are
hand
they
or grave by pitching Gishki cards from deck?
So here's my question: are these reprints of Hidden Arsenal? Are they just reprints, or are they going to be throwing new stuff in there? Or
there's
do we not know
well,
yet?
so to the TCG there will be new cards because there's some new imports in the Hidden Arsenal set. But no, there have not been any. As far as we have seen previewed, there have not been any new cards for it.
I see that we're doing everything we can to not talk about this, man.
Yeah, we really don't want to talk about Reliever, do we?
I mean,
this just called
this guy over.
Killer.
He looks unimportant.
I mean, he's
so Reliever's a really weird one. Yeah. In Japanese, he was Ritual Kira, Ritual Killer.
I wonder why they had to rename that.
I think the idea of his TCG name is a play on his effect because he is relieving your Gishki by returning them to the hand.
Anyway, he's a weird guy. He's so weird.
Like we could talk a lot about his design. Let's not say we did and talk about his effect.
No. There's one thing I have to mention. Why?
Right.
I leave you, chat, with a question. Why is he wearing thigh-high boots and no pants?
Oh, he's wearing. I never even noticed.
And a collar.
You didn't notice he was wearing booties?
He has thigh highs on.
I didn't notice. I mean, like, I noticed the collar. I noticed the collar and like BDSM stuff.
You know, I have a question. Why is this guy looking like a weird Digimon?
Omega, I have
No, this looks like a
That's
porn
old.
parody Digimon.
How many colors are on this fish?
That's an insult to
That's
Digimon.
a lot. I don't know if it's exactly 7.
I was gonna say, because he may have more colors than 7-colored fish, who only has, what, 5 colors?
As a person that thinks Digimon are better designed than Pokemon, don't at me.
So the thing with 7-colored fish is that like it has a dark blue and a purple on it, but they blend together because of shading and your eyes not perceiving color shifting.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about Gishki Reliever's Dumbo ears. We're here to talk about his effect. This is a Water Aqua Monster, level 2, 500 attack, 800 defense. When this card is normal or flip summoned, yeah, right, you can target one other monster you control, return it to the hand. You must control another face-up Gishki monster to activate and resolve this effect. This is bad.
In the same vein of Mollusk and Vanity, a suboptimal card that has a not terrible effect that when you first read it, but then you play it and you realize, oh, this does nothing.
I do think this card is actually worse than those cards, at least, because you don't... I mean, okay, sure. Hypothetically, you can use it to recycle those normal summon effects we talked about. But you have to normal or flip summon Reliever to do that. So it's just goddamn slow.
What are his stats again?
500, 800.
Yeah, no, you're not doing that.
Yeah.
Because you're just not playing this piece of shit.
Yeah. He's a level 2. He's not good for the ritual summoning. His effect is so slow. Yeah. And it's just for what? What do you get out of it? You can recycle on summon effects, but you're playing Gishkis, you can already do that.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, like he doesn't accomplish anything new for the archetype. Get this fish out of here.
And keep in mind, this is the exact same set that is releasing this second boy we're about to pull up. This next boy, Gishki Vision.
Yeah,
another house.
If I remember right, this guy is actually kind of important.
This guy is cracked. This
guy is the counterpart to Shadow. So,
I wonder why.
So here's Gishki Vision. He's got an Aquamirror on his forehead.
He's quite literally Baby Shadow in design.
Yeah.
This is like Shadow started hitting the gym. He lost some weight.
Honestly, it reminds me also a bit of Chain.
Yeah, I mean, so they're similar. They're not the exact same because he has. I don't want to say he has feet, but he has leggies.
He has appendages that resemble legs.
Clearly, somewhere in the Gishki life cycle, there is an amphibious stage like chain where you don't have feet, and then there's a feeted form like Shadow. Or maybe it's the other way around. You start with feet and then you defeat yourself. I don't know. Anyway, Vision. He's that guy. I don't think there's a lot to talk about his card
life cycle.
He is Shadow in everything except that he adds a monster and not a spell.
Yeah, he is he has a different stat line. He's only level 2. Not that it matters because he has that water ritual effect.
But his effect is word for word Shadows.
Yeah, right up until
he adds a Gishki ritual monster, not a ritual spell.
So
card.
when you combine Shadow and Vision, you have 6 cards in your deck. 6 cards in your deck which count as 1 tribute only for all of your ritual monsters, straight up. And then either of them you can pitch to search a ritual spell or a ritual monster. So if you can get a decent amount of them in your hand, you've got a full combo.
And also considering that Necros are heavily inspired by Gishki, you can see where that design semblance comes from, where a lot of where they put the discard to add effects on the Necros monsters to make it even better.
Yeah. Like, you can see where Konami realized what parts of Gishki were the good parts and then applied them to the next water ritual deck.
You know, I've kind of noticed the thing of, like, these are, like, the normal cultists and the Shadow's, like, the head priest cultist.
No, Shadow was the Spy Master guy, right?
Yeah. So, once again, we're about to move on to an Eva Gishki now. And you guys probably weren't able to see what was going on in this card because it was a secret rare. But now I will show you. I will reveal the world to you. Roll San. It's Eva Gishki Gust Kraken. Or as we like to joke, Goose Kraken. Amelia is a squid now. She's a kid.
Yeah.
She's a squid. She's a kid now.
Okay.
They
So that's what her mom turned her into. Okay.
Yeah, they sacrificed Casto Falco with her.
Yeah, so you can kind of see he's got a beak face on there.
Splatoon 3?
No, squids have beaks.
Yeah, but he has a
you.
bird-like beak face on the front.
Yeah.
And green eyes.
The beaks are on the bottom.
I refuse to say that any Gustos were harmed in the making of this
no,
No, many Gustos were murdered.
This is Dual Terminal. Everybody was harmed in the making of this archetype.
Unfortunately, David, you are just actually wrong because
all Gustos were murdered.
Because of the fact that the Gishki fucked up Gustos for like 5 seconds, and then the worms and shit happened, or the evil swarms, and they're like, okay, fine, let's team up.
Also, again, it's Dual Terminal. Every motherfucker is dead now.
I refuse to look. Poison Winds didn't happen. That was obviously an alternate
Poison Winds
timeline.
very much happened. Yes.
Poison Winds is clearly Gishki propaganda.
Yes, obviously.
No.
Anyway, Gust Kraken. It's Amelia is a Kraken. She's she's smiling this time. She must have a great time ripping your hand.
I was gonna say that doesn't look like a very alive smile, though.
Well, she's definitely like creepy pale like her mother.
I
do you
suspect
think
that since Amelia is a spirit at this point, I suspect there's
do you think she
some
I don't think she
spirit
survived
body.
this.
Yeah.
Well,
she's there's another spell we're gonna come up to where she's a corpsicle.
Or she's aware of it the entire time but can't do anything about it.
I think that there's Amelia the body and Amelia the spirit at this point.
That might be what we're doing here.
That might be what her mom sacrificed, where she like rips her soul out.
So I've realized the Japanese pronunciation of this is very funny. Instead of Gust, like full-blown Kraken, because you can end a word in Japanese on end. It's Gusto Kurake. So Gust Kraken.
It's probably going to be Gusto Kraken because Gusto.
Yeah.
Omega, can I ask what the German pronunciation is, please?
That is Iwagishi Gustkreik. It also ends
that's
in
about right.
Gustkreik.
But so what Gust Kraken does, it's level 6. The stats don't really matter in this case.
I mean, it's got Monarch stats.
The reason Gust Kraken is disgusting is that you've seen how Mind August recycles.
Yeah. Also, people in general, you should know, in Yu-Gi-Oh, there is a concept of the hand rip or the hand loop. It's been in a few decks you may have heard of over the years, where just your opponent just takes all the cards in your hand and puts them somewhere else, so you can't play the game.
Traditionally in your deck, because eventually it's to the point where putting cards in graveyard isn't actually worth it for most decks, but by spinning Gus Kraken looks at two random cards in the opponent's hand, and you can shuffle one of those. You choose.
Yes.
You choose one of those, shuffle into the deck. Now that doesn't sound terrible. Like, it sounds strong, but
actually,
not disgusting.
Hold on, I gotta double check. Is this must be like post some kind of
ECT?
Yeah. Because it doesn't. This one doesn't include the phrase that it can't be normal summoned. I assume we are at a point where just rituals inherently cannot be normaled.
Yeah, it is. But what happens is that because Mind August exists and and Mind August and all this stuff, you cycle back in your Shadows, your Visions, your Mind Augusts, your Gus Krakens, and you just keep doing the combo where you summon Gus Kraken 5 times.
Yeah.
And the main thing that allows you to hand loop is that it's look at up to 2 random cards.
Yeah.
So you can only look at one, even though it says 2, there's one more card looking in your opponent's hand. You can choose to look at that one, shuffle it back into the hand deck.
Yeah.
And you granted you've ended on the board where you've used your entire hand and have like one Gus Kraken on the field.
But
also
your opponent's entire hand has
decking.
been shuffled back into their deck. They are just it's like the old school way Sed worked, where you just you end on a board state where you blew up the whole board and it's just top deck game, but you at least have a monster that's stuck, whereas your opponent
it's one of those things. Is like, I don't actually think in a actual gameplay version of like that isn't just trying to do the loop, I don't think Gus Kraken is very good. Like, I'll have that hot take. I think it's the worst. Well, besides one, but that card barely counts. I think it's one of the worst ritual monsters. It's only because you can do those loops with it. It's like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's not actually broken in its archetype or how it plays. It's because of a bunch of random bullshit cards make it broken.
Well, but also, Dallas, bunch of the random bullshit cards are in archetype.
The thing is that inherently, when this card was printed for Gishkis were intended to be a self-looping deck. We haven't actually talked about their core ritual. We should probably at least mention the effect text of, it's just Aquamirror. But what Gishki Aquamirror does is, you can shuffle it in the graveyard back in the deck to target a Gishki ritual monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So, Gishki Aquamirror, their starting ritual spell, has an inherent recursion effect. When you use it, and if you have a ritual in grave, so hey, if you ritual for a ritual monster, you can inherently cycle those back to fuel the fire. They are an archetype that is based on soft once per turns and looping. So this is why Gus Kraken becomes a problem. Once you plug it into a sufficiently strong enough engine, it really gets going, and it's bad because there's no limitations. And honestly, it's not a problem now because there are so many monster negates.
Well, yeah, and the general idea of Gishkis as a archetype is that when they first made rituals, way back in the olden days, they were just abysmal because of the fact that it required it was like a 4 or 5 card combo to do anything with it.
Yeah,
it's like old school fusions,
right? Like you need so much.
You need the materials in hand, you need the spell card, and then the monster. It is arguably old school rituals are like slightly better than old school fusions because they require any monsters of levels, but they're still both bad.
It was at minimum a 3-card combo to summon most of the time a vanilla Bungus.
Even Gishki didn't really see any competitive play for the reason that rituals are bad. It's like the only way that rituals got better is when you can basically, with Necros, you can just resource loop with their own cards.
Yeah,
but yeah,
similarly, future cards. You'll notice how a lot of modern ritual archetypes do things to make it so that one, they can do stuff in your hand, they're not just bricks, and also the other thing is usually they interact with themselves. Megalith, for instance, is all about, they don't even have a ritual spell card that's in the normal sense. They just ritual summon themselves with their own effects. And you know, a lot of the whatchamacallit, a lot of the Cyber Angel monsters like have effects when tributed, so you're clearly supposed to like keep doing it.
Unfortunately, they made those effects generic.
Yeah, just when tributed.
Well, no, they made it like fairy monster.
Well, there's that too, but like, I believe also Benton's procs is just when tributed. Benton does her thing.
No, it is, but the problem text on that to me is that it's just like fairy. But it's Cyber Angel monster. Okay.
So we're gonna go in a weird way. So the current set we're looking at is Hidden Arsenal 6, Omega Xyz. So this was when I think every current dual terminal archetype got a weird Xyz monster bolted onto them. Some of them are really good. I believe this is the... Let me check the list. Is this the same set when we got Laval Chain, or is that the next set?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure we get Marrowgeist and Chain at the same time, and Chain is not a Gishki monster, but he's an honorable mention because he has an effect that is designed. It works with the funny thing is it works with the bad half of Gishki.
Yeah, I think Chain was the next set.
Well, I have a question for this. Is this meant to be Noelia, or is it meant to be like an older Amelia?
I believe lore-wise, this is Noelia's combat form. This is when she was actually like fighting on the front lines.
Merged herself with Chain, okay. I think, or something.
Probably not, because Chain's busy.
Like a Gusto because of all the feathers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she just tore a Gusto in half.
Yeah. But this is when Noelia shows up to fuck all your shit. She shows up like this. But this is the same set where we got Gem Knight Pearl, and Lavalval Ignis, Daigusto Phoenix, and Vylon. Is it D or Die Sigma?
It's Die Sigma.
Die Sigma. Okay. Yeah. So cards which are vaguely related to their archetypes, but are not directly related either. Even so far as they're generic.
Sometimes, I was gonna say sometimes they're a mix of two. Daigusto Phoenix. But
and like the interesting thing is too, I'm pretty sure almost all of the Hidden Arsenal Xyz monsters like are like generic, but they all have effects that are designed to work with the archetypes that they are crossovering for.
Yeah. Marth, what were you saying?
Yeah, this came about because of the Vylons being corrupted.
Lots of violent shenanigans. So this is a rank 4 Water Aqua Xyz, 2100 attack, 1600 defense. So not good stats. Probably because it has an effect. It's generic, any 2 level 4s, and Gishkis do have a lot of level 4s. After damage calc, if this destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can detach 1 material from this card, shuffle the destroyed monster into the deck instead of sending it to the graveyard. So this is vaguely along the lines of what Gishki does, right? Like it does the spinning effects. It's just kind of in a different way. Like it's hey, guess what? I don't have any ritual spells, but I do have 2 level 4 boys on field.
Yeah, like it's an effect that it catches the intent of how some Gishki cards play.
I would also point out that unlike Necros have a reason to run an extra deck because of the way Kaleidoscope works and a couple of other cards. Up until this point, Gishki don't really have any reason to run an extra. I mean, you could staple some tuners in there so you can access like the Ice Barrier package, but they don't really need access to an extra deck.
You could splash in random Xyz monsters for the levels that you play. In the rare scenario that it's worthwhile going into that over your killing board.
Yeah.
Like,
so I think it's like it's not like it's a bad Gishki card because I mean you're not. What are you doing with your extra deck space right now, guys, in Gishki?
Max Hero Acid.
Yeah, basically. You can only run 3 though, so. Speaking of, do I really want to know?
You also be playing Bahamut Shark and Toad.
Well, not yet with Toad.
Sadly. But you know what? In
R2s.
Well, but yeah, you would play water shit. water
Well,
deck type shit.
it doesn't matter if you don't have 2s. You play Bahamut Trick who summons Toad.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
That's why
do also
Robin
have
keeps
2s.
trying to get my Bahamut shirt.
Okay, so
don't give it to him.
I guess.
I'm not.
Yeah, okay. This is a weird one. So you've seen Noelia being mostly normal but transformed. So what if she just went full David Lynch?
What if the dark?
What if John Carpenter made So this is Ibagishki Tetraogre, which is Vylon Tetra plus Noelia, allegedly, supposedly, according to the Master
maybe
Guides.
Sologre.
I mean, like,
no, Sologre was a guy. He's
as a lot of the times, they just make bullshit up. Considering the name and also the aesthetic, I can see it.
I mean, I will say this: the Vylon Tetra part, I don't think that's an argument here. That is, this thing is wearing a Vylon on its body.
I'm pretty sure we're 100% sure it's Vylon Tetra and either Noelia or
Amelia.
No, what's her Amelia?
Because it's got red hair, but other than that, I don't know anything. I just had I want to throw this out there. I had a double take moment because as I was scrolling down to find the gallery, the Yu-Gi-Oh wiki does helpfully let me know that this card is Misk female.
This guy just summoned 2 pen scale ghost beef. What the fuck is this deck? Sorry.
See, Dallas is playing Master Duel.
What is ghost beef?
Ghost beef
yes, has nothing to do with what's happening on screen right now.
I know what ghost beef is.
Ghost beef is great, but anyways, Tetraogre.
Yeah, I mean, I got
another level 6.
I don't know if there's a lot to say about this art other than we haven't already said, right? It's wearing a Vylon.
That as a point.
Whatchamacallit, Monster Hunter style.
Oh no.
I think Zen Chat has a point where.
No, because she's got the Aquamirror and she's all fishy. That would be post. It might be early before she got, because remember she was slowly corrupted, but she's still been infected by the dark energy.
Before she went full tilt.
And I want to throw this out there. It is explicitly called Evagishki Marrowgeist, Evil Ritual Marrowgeist. Which is funny because there are a couple of ritual monsters we're gonna see soon. That are not Evagishki. They are just Gishki. It's a little weird, and I don't think they ever explained why that happened.
The funny thing is, though, both of those guys have very Evagishki still looking designs.
It's really weird. Like they're very clearly they're still Gishki ritual monsters. They're just not called Evagishki for some reason. I don't know. We'll talk about when they get there. Is there anything really to say about Tetraogre's art at all? Are we good?
I kind of wish I knew which one of the family it was.
Okay.
Tetraogre. Level 6, as Despair said. Aqua, Ritual Effect. 2600 attack, 2100 defense, so decent stats, but you can Ritual Summon with any Gishki Ritual card. Once per turn, declare a card type, monster, spell, or trap. Your opponent can discard one card of the... discard one card and negate this card's effect. Otherwise, both players send one card of the declared type from their main deck to their graveyard. I get what we're going for here, right? Like, this affects the hand, like Gust Kraken, or you get to do your graveyard setup. It's not really very good because a lot of the times your opponent will just be like, okay, what do you declare? Spell? All right, I can get rid of a spell card.
Yeah, the problem here is that you're asking your opponent, you're basically daring your opponent to discard the Garnet out of their hand.
Yeah. Like, your opponent has to look at you. You call first, so you declare, I declare monster. So your opponent goes, okay, I don't have anything I want to Foolish, I'll discard a card. Or they're like, fuck yeah, I'll take a free Foolish Burial.
I'll send Trick Clown to the grave.
Yeah, like, it's... you can see how thematically it works. It is not a great card compared to monsters like Mind August and Gust Kraken for sure, and arguably even Sologre, who not only is large, but also has a soft, once per turn spin effect.
The funny thing is, even if the opponent couldn't negate it, I still don't think this would be a good card.
No, this has the early vampire card design problem, where sending cards is not actually bad, mostly. Like, you get to pick out one. I guess probably the spiciest thing is you pick spell, and then you pitch your ritual spells that you can get back. Oh yeah, hey, Galaxy Tomahawk, legal and Master Duel, cool. I have no idea what's happening.
I mean,
Dallas.
it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah. So I think this is our last.
Dallas, clear your notifications, dude. Just right click, clear notifications. Just
right click.
Right click the server mark as red.
Dallas is an absolute madman in every single application he has ever opened. Dallas's Discord servers are like Dallas's browser tabs. They're everywhere, all over the place.
Just right click, mark as red.
I am at like 7 tabs right now, and that's because I'm running a stream that requires me to keep a lot of resources open.
7?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm running hot right now at 7 tabs.
I marked everything as red.
No, mark.
Dallas is a stronger man than me to let that go by him without bothering him.
I get bothered at like.
I don't know what it's called. I have like reverse OCD. I just don't give a fuck.
You like chaos heads, I guess.
Like what's that Tetroger?
Tetroger is our last card in Hidden Arsenal 6. So we're going into Hidden Arsenal 7 now, which is our last batch of support. Killing you slowly. Hey. Oh, wow, this is big. Hold on, I have to shrink this boy. He's slightly too large.
Is that a big man?
He's a tall boy. Hey, remember how Natalia had a kid? I'm trying to desperately find my fucking stream. So
this is him, but very angsty.
Yeah.
Yes, this is his fucking emo phase.
Yeah. I mean, I think I know why, because we're going to pull up a card art later, but this is Avance. He's got his mom's sword. He's wearing a coat. I think he's got his mom's dress as a scarf. But he's a fucking... This is a JRPG protagonist, just straight up.
I don't want to be a freaky fish man, Mom.
Yeah.
Well, his mom's been dead for all his life.
Like, I do really like we haven't talked much about the cute anime girl designs because they're very bland.
Yeah.
This is definitely generic-ish, but I like the vibe it's giving off.
I will say, I assume it's deliberate because of who he is, but Avance does have... I like how he has less of the freaky fish elements. Like, he's just wearing adventurer's gear. He's got a very bright red sash on that probably means something. He's wearing, he's got the sword that we know was his mom's. He's got, like, a scarf, but he's also wearing, like, just normal leathers. He's wearing, his coat, which he wore as a child, right? So he looks okay. And again, I think it's just a proper noun. In Japanese, it's abansu. So I think Avance is just as good as we can go,
Huh. Interesting.
What's up?
That was I have to share this, Omega. This is the weirdest game I've ever had in history.
Dallas is having a very weird experience in Master Duel right now, as you often
do. The game's over.
Apparently, this guy becomes great sorcerer of the Necros, which I can see now looking at him now.
Yeah, he continues. Basically, after some stuff happens that we're going to show off, the Gishkis implode, and all of the human Gishkis who are left bail out to other archetypes, mostly Necros. Mostly. Clearly, Avance is the one who taught them about cosplaying dead people. Considering
this guy also definitely has a bad time and becomes a ritual monster.
So this was their end board. Oh no, that's just that again.
Yeah, you have a different screen cap.
I was gonna say, please tell me you cracked it.
Oh no, I'll talk about that in a second because that's the funniest part.
Well, Dallas is figuring out his image really quick. Gishki Avance, level 4 water spellcaster, 1500 attack, 800 defense. Once per turn, choose one Gishki monster from your deck, place it on top of your deck. So
it's not terrible. It's soft once per turn again, but there's not many ways to.
Christ alive!
Wait, is that Union Driver without equip? Did he not even Buster Lock?
No, he sacked Block Dragon for something during the turn.
Okay.
So I drew Regeki for turn and then he surrendered.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yep.
That sounds about right.
Sometimes you just are good at Yu-Gi-Oh!
Think that I'm invisible.
So
that was just sorry about that, but
Avance here is like I said, it's a little slow, but it's a soft once per turn. He doesn't have to be normaled or anything. So if you can, get him out, onto the board through another
mom's
means.
Hair? Oh no, that's cloth.
Yeah, no, it's. I think it was part of his mom's costume, like her weird scarf thing. But nah, he just has the same hair color. And you can tell this boy child was raised by women by his like weird reverse ponytail thing he's got going on. His hair's up like that.
He was raised in a household that did not appreciate him.
He was raised by a ghost mom.
I mean,
yeah. I think there's none of us should think why he looks so angsty. He has his reasons.
He's carrying Sasuke vibes.
He's carrying Sasuke vibes, but he actually has a reason to be
instead of Naruto, it's Noelia. Anyway,
but
he's got an okay effect, for a late stage Gishki. I think he kind of combines some of their effects, and it's a search from anywhere in deck. If you've got the setup, like if he's on your board and then you play chain, you've got the thing, right?
So. Yeah, I mean, he's designed for type of play that never saw competitive light, but it's not a terrible it's not a terrible concept for a deck.
So
it's basically what Adamancipator did well.
Yeah. It's you could call it the divining or the fortune telling side of the deck.
Yeah.
This is another weird one. So this is our first Gishki ritual that is not Eva Gishki, because there's two of these. Let me see if I can find a good card art.
The P or the Z?
P, because we're still going alphabetical.
Yo.
Oh, Cyclone.
Joker?
Cyclone is Joker. Sorry.
Still huge. Thanks, Google image search. Let's make that.
Yo, is that Noelia?
I mean, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, so this is Gishki Cyclone.
I don't like it. I don't like this.
Oh yeah,
this looks really
Eva Gishki Pushukeron.
Yeah.
Wait, so it was Eva Gishki in the OCG?
Guess what?
Yeah, it was Evo Richua. So I guess it's a typo, and it's just never been fixed because they have never reprinted this card ever.
Did she just turn one of her legs into a giant lobster claw?
I wonder
Guess what type it is.
No, she's sitting on top of it.
No, that's her tail.
Oh, okay.
She was jealous of Ariel, so the ass became fat.
This reminds me of that fucking Anastasia spin-off movie where the weird queen turned into a dragon.
Oh yeah, this
now
is...
a sea crab.
So
thing.
she's wearing. Guys, there's a very important note you have to understand. Her attack and defense stat have a 50 in them. If you want to know what's going on here.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so she's fused with an evil swarm. So she is either still spellcaster or maybe just a fiend because fuck you.
Yeah, she's a fiend.
I also noticed she probably has like another evil swarm in the staff.
Yeah, the first one was not.
So this is clearly when Noelia is her closest to the Elswarm virus. She is very evil swarm-esque right now.
Well, the corruption is fully taken.
So I mean, I don't know if there's a lot to say about this art other than it's really freaky. I find it kind of I like how they do the skin transition. Like she's got the evil face marks, and then it turns into her whole most of her skin or bodysuit is just this weird scale effect.
She's a weird mix between like a deep sea creature and like a dark lord.
So this design is really nice and sleek, but I don't like it by principle, but aesthetically it works.
I understand why you have bad vibes. She's wearing a lobster on her head.
Yeah, I also look
at
other
dancing lobsters.
I will say that I think it's all right. Like it's again, she's supposed to be evil. She's supposed to be some kind of sea creature thing.
She is a fiend now, demon type.
Is she like Jordan Peterson? Does she want to fuck a lobster?
Listen, I don't want to comment on what Noelia's personal taste is like, but she's surrounded herself with freaky fish guys.
I don't think anyone can at this point because I think at this point
Cyclone is not a super great card. I mean, it's a level 4 ritual, so you can do it with basically any card in your deck. You don't even need to go nuts.
Pretty solid stats for a
level 4 ritual. 2150 attack, 1650 defense. You can ritual summon any Gishki card once per turn, soft once per turn. Declare one monster type and attribute look at one random card in your opponent's hand, and if the declared monster is, if it is a monster, sorry, of the declared type and attribute, shuffle it to the deck. Otherwise, return it to the hand. So like, it's not the worst because you still get to look at the card, right? And if your opponent is playing certain decks, you can be very, very logical with your guesswork.
It's bad mind crush, but it's designed for game 2 or going second, which is not what Gishki wants to do.
Yeah. So I think she's an interesting tech card, but it's not their greatest achievement.
The problem is Gishkis have a lot of really good rituals, most of which we haven't gotten, or 2 of which we haven't gotten to yet. And
I mean, those are the last 2
now.
Dallas.
One of them.
I also do want to mention, Omega, the other non-Eva Gishki is also not a Gishki in the OCG, so it's just straight up.
Yeah,
it's just
so
straight
we're
up.
we're doing them all. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're going through the thing, you know.
It's just for some reason or other they get fucked up. They get fucked it up.
Yeah. And again, like I said, these cards have never been reprinted, possibly because Mind August and Gus Kraken left them with such a bad taste in the mouth. They were just like, nah, let's not. Actually,
let's forget about these guys.
Let's
do
do
but then they printed
Zilgigas.
Necros and Drytron. Well, no, we should do Leviathan first because
Yeah, I better say Zilgigas is the boss. So let's do Levianima next. Let me get its card art.
Zilgigas is a boss.
Nope. Okay. It's really weird how we have their appearances in Dual Terminal. We don't have them from like other video games. I must do a search of the Google. Here we go. Finally, in a reasonable card size. So let's get Cyclone out of here.
Fix your fucking reward system.
We can discuss that at a different time.
Ah, God damn it.
Sorry.
Windows. Why you? I did not click on my little news bubble. Windows 10. Go the fuck away.
I'm just rapping while Omega is getting assaulted by technology.
Yeah, I appreciate that Windows did add a weather ticker to my main bar, but the fact that it turns into a news pop-up without an X button, I just have to like click elsewhere and hope it works.
Yeah.
Hope it fucks off.
So guess what you get for becoming level 20?
What?
Tickets?
1 legacy ticket.
1 legacy ticket.
Yeah, right. The rates are good. Yeah.
Yeah, the legacy ticket system's really dog shit.
The legacy pack sucks butts.
There's some, like I said this on stream earlier. There's some funny stuff in there, but you can't break them down. And
yeah,
they're not good.
Even when you have more than 3, you can't break it down.
I think I've gotten like 1 really good card out of it ever.
I have a feeling this is Advance, right?
Here we have Advance having a bad time.
I don't think that's just Advance.
It's Amelia too.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's Advance plus Beast.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the red hair?
Then where's the red hair? I'm pretty sure that.
I mean, he was wearing a red scarf, though. He also has red pants. I don't really know what we're going for here,
though. The red scarf is actually wrapped around his waist, quote unquote. So.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, the wiki has no words on this. I don't know.
Can we just say this is like the worst art? This art is so bad.
Yeah.
But I'm like pretty sure he went to go try and save Amelia, and then.
Well, I mean, we know how that turns out, and that actually turns out for the better. But anyway, we'll get there in a second. That card comes out at the end of this.
You know how a lot of these arts get really better when you take away the secret rare like flashiness?
This doesn't.
This one didn't.
He's a. I mean, I know. I do think that the wiki has called it correct that this is Beast because, yeah. He's a.
I mean, it's Beast or Falcor, but.
He's a dragon, I guess, but yeah. What do we?
He has a very weird effect.
Yeah. So Ivagishki Levianima. This is our second 8. 2,700 attack, 1,500 defense. Not as much of a house as Soul Ogre.
But it's probably because of his effect.
When this card declares an attack, draw 1 card, and if you do, reveal it. Then, if it was a Gishki monster, look at 1 random card in your opponent's hand. So yeah, this card just draws you a card when it attacks. That's cool.
Yeah, it's not a bad effect. It's more just that there are a lot of odd stipulations on to just draw 1 card as an effect.
Yeah.
True. But I would argue, like, other than the guy we're going to talk up next, I think it's the best of the Ritual Monster, because it also is a pretty high stat line, if I remember.
Yeah, 2,700. And
yeah, I mean, like it's big enough to get over most things.
Yeah.
So let me see if we can.
Plus of the fact that I think you're drawing the card. You're drawing the card before damage calculation and everything starts.
Yeah.
So
I believe it was when declares attack, you draw the card.
Yeah. So you're just so even if this card blows up, you are still getting the draw, no matter what happens.
Admittedly, it is kind of reciprocal, right? Like, you trade the knowledge with your opponent. Like, you have to reveal the card you just drew to look at their hand. And it is mandatory if you draw a card.
It's another card. It's another card playing on the diviner aspect. Now, the interesting thing here is, though, can you not activate this effect if your opponent has no cards in their hand?
No, I believe you still can't. Oh god, I'm gonna look up rulings.
Yeah, check rulings.
It's not optional to look at a card in your opponent's hand.
Let me see. Okay, so when this card declares an attack, draw one card, and if you do, reveal it. Then if it was a Gishki monster, look at a random card in your opponent's hand. So you can only look if you have a Gishki monster. There's no rulings tab on the wiki.
Huh.
Okay.
I'm just gonna Google it.
Okay. Oh yeah, just looking at dual turner lore. This is fully just advanced being transferred.
Well, yeah, but we're not trying to.
I mean, like aesthetically, there's certainly a ponytail in it, but yeah, I think according to the master guide or something, it's just advance. I don't know why they did the red ponytail then. Whatever.
Yeah. It's very weird.
Anyway, Zealgigas. Jirugigasu. He's big.
I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow.
He's big. He is Steel Swarm Hercules.
Yep.
We need to do them at some point, but yeah, he is just Steel Swarm Hercules, who is also high on mirror juice.
He's also a chicken race.
He's been released.
I mean, nah, seriously, like, here, let me show y'all. Let me make sure they're the same size. Before, after, before, after, before, after.
Oh, he got a Medicure. His nails became red.
Yeah. So Zealgigas is fine. I like him. He's a big chungus.
I love this design.
Should we do like Steel Swarm next?
Maybe they're about the same time. It's them or Vylons, probably.
Well, yeah, it's Vylon or it's Steel Swarm next.
Oh yeah.
And those should well, actually, how many Steel Swarm cards are there?
Not a lot.
Just Steel Swarm, by the way.
Probably do both. We could probably do Steel Swarm then Vylons.
No, Vylon have a lot of cards.
Wait, sorry, I clicked the wrong thing. That was L Swarm. That's a lot of cards. Yeah, no, Steel Swarm is very manageable.
Vylon has a lot.
Maybe use that as an opportunity to get in one of those mini sets or something that we want to do.
Yeah, so we actually discussed like Vesper brought up, hey, do we want to take a break from like heavy duty lore archetypes? And I was like, yeah, if we could think of something, and then we couldn't really agree on anything per se. We had a lot of good ideas, but nobody was really like seconding anybody else's suggestions. So we all kind of came together and decided, let's just stick with Gishki and then try and hammer out what other stuff we may want to do. And we may want to switch because Gishki's pretty heavy. Anyway, this is. I
am scouring the internet for rulings on this shit card.
I am too. It's not bad.
Guys, I think the question is literally nobody's ever done it, so Konami's never had to rule on it.
So what does this do again?
Okay, so Zealgigas is the boss. He is a level 10 ritual monster, an aqua. He has 3,200 attack, 0 defense, no ass. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, draw one card. If you do, reveal it. And then if it was a Gishki monster, shuffle one card from the field into the deck. So yeah, pay 1K, draw a card, chicken game. And then if it was a, reveal it. If it was a Gishki monster, spin.
Oh yeah. So,
also, he's swole.
Yeah, this guy's lore is interesting.
That works you in half.
Yeah, it's the corpse of Hercules beetle, pretty much, but... Also, Noelia destroys this card because just to protect her 2 children, of one of which she revived.
Well, yeah.
No, there's
that's-
50.
I was gonna
there's
say we
50
haven't quite got there yet.
Fucking
But,
rulings on
yeah.
Gishki Amelia.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
sorry.
a spell trap card to talk about that.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, sorry.
Can we get full art of this? But yeah, while other than the people, racking their brains on the rulings, does anybody have anything to say about Zealgigas?
I mean, it might be more opinions about like I might have about the actual original thing. This thing has a body of, like involving its head that looks like a Hercules beetle thing, but
Nah,
Correct.
it has
I've
like
got nothing to add.
octopus
Rad.
tendril claws.
It's very
things in the
rad
back.
art. Yeah.
It's like it's an ocean beetle, I guess.
So yeah, let me grab then.
Ocean beetle. Doesn't quite work.
Yeah.
Too many syllables. Needs to be one syllable if you want to make it line up with Russian man.
Currently asking in MBT server because there's a rulings channel.
Yo, dog, does anybody know about Eva Gishki Levianma?
God, this is gonna show up in a coder video, isn't it?
I mean, I would love to see that happen, but
It just spirals out of control, like the entire MBT.
so first of all, I want to throw this
what
out
the fuck
there.
do we do?
Shockingly, I found a bigger, cleaner image of Aquamirror Cycle, even though it's not really that interesting. It's just Ariel does the thing. You see the little
Ariel
blue
fu-
ritual flames. This
It's
is probably
Ariel
where she goes to
becoming
mind
Mind August,
Yeah,
I guess.
basically. It's a good card, even though it's not specifically Gishki related, but it's water support. But
yeah.
I went to pull up.
No, I was gonna ask, why were we looking at that thing's interactions? What was the question?
Okay, so basically, Levy Anima draws a card, reveals if it's a Gishki monster, you look at a card in your opponent's hand. If there are no cards to look at your opponent's hand, can you resolve the several step process of Levy
Yeah,
Anima's
because
draw?
technically all of those are mandatory. When this card declares an attack, you draw a card, you reveal it. If it was a Gishki monster, you look at a card in your opponent's hand. None of those are optional.
Does the forbidden term fizzle occur if you just draw the card, then nothing happens?
I think it might actually.
Yeah. I was
If
gonna
your opponent
say
has no
it's-
cards in hand, or it might just not trigger. Yeah, it
If
might
the
fizzle.
draw happens
Right.
first.
Yeah, it sounds like.
But technically, you would know the whole time, right? But the problem is you don't know if the card is a Gishki card, so you can't know if you have to look at your opponent's hand yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because step 2 you
It's a little
don't know.
blurry. It's a
you
little
would go
blurry.
up to step 2, and then step 3 look at your opponent's hand. Oh well, you can't do that. So
Someone's
it
immediately
fizzles from
typing.
there, I think.
Someone's immediately typing to answer my
Uh-oh.
question.
So this is a very. But anyway, this is a very sad art to look
Let's
at.
answer my question. Saying both. I ask a yes or a no. Don't say both.
That isn't an answer.
I'm in slow mode. I can't respond yet.
Then
Oh,
just-
I am correct. You cannot draw a card if there are no cards to look at.
What?
Okay.
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 Really?
Anyway,
So it,
Anyway,
it knows the whole
doesn't
way
matter.
now. That's cool. All right.
So, because they're all mandatory effects and subsequent conditions, you cannot draw a card if there's no card in hand to theoretically look at in your opponent's hand. That's ridiculous.
Wow. So that thing just got so much worse.
I mean,
Yeah.
not really. What are the odds your opponent doesn't have a card in hand?
Anyway,
I mean, nowadays.
Well, the question is, Omega, are you my opponent?
I mean, that's true. I never have my resources are turned into one single monster on the field, and you play Smash and Grunt, and I just cry because I don't play.
Jesus.
Jeez. Hold on, I'm trying to make the two sizes comparable. So one of these is Aquamirror Cycle. I guess it's just gonna be weird because Paint doesn't want to fuck with it. So Aquamirror Cycle, or not Aquamirror Cycle. Aquamirror, yeah, it is Aquamirror Cycle. Okay, what was the other one then? Was it Aquamirror? No. What the fuck is the card with what's her face then? Internet. What's this card? Don't give me weird articles. What's it? Which one is it?
With Ariel?
Yeah. Which fucking Aquamirror card is that?
It be a meditation.
No.
Is what I'm
Meditation.
seeing.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm just angrily yelling at Google because it's not helping me.
Google, fuck you.
Rank 10 spam decks is where I found that Aquamirror meditation. Anyway, so Cycle's art is actually censored? Question mark? In the international version, Emilia has small mouth and blank eyes. You can see in the original Japanese version I've blown up. She is clearly slightly nettled about what's happening.
Having a bad time.
Apparently coming back from being dead sucks.
Yeah.
So what I've gathered is... So what I get, basically, the corruption inside Noelia finally burst out of her, became Gigas.
Let me see if I can.
Noelia now, I guess, having control of revived her daughter. Advanced, I guess, made sure she was okay. Well, and then the ghost of the evil swarm came to fucking kill them.
Well, I mean, that's not the ghost. Sure... That's Zealgigas.
I'm pretty sure the evil swarm went out of her and became the evil swarm virus. I don't think it became Gigas.
Well, okay. Hold on. I'm catching up in the art because Cyclone and stuff are very late. So, Noelia performs forbidden magic using steel swarm corpses. Attempted the spell that had taken her best friend's life. Succeeded performing a ritual using corpses of the steel swarm. So basically, this is a recurring theme in Gishki is Noelia and Natalia keep trying to use the mirror of the ice barrier to do something. This lets the steel swarm out. This is what kills Amelia the first time. She tries to use the experiment. So she tries to once again do it herself, but she became Cyclone. Her body and mind were corrupted, and she rampages along with the steel swarm. The Gishki resurrect Steel Swarm Hercules as Zealgigas. Avance tried to bring back Amelia using Photomirror. He is transformed into Levy Anima. Constellars beat up Cyclone. And then after, basically, because the Constellars die fighting Cyclone, it's seen in Constellar Meteor, Noelia realizes what's going on, and then she regrets everything. She frees Avance from being Levy Anima and revives Amelia by sacrificing her own soul. But then she has enough life juice left to fight Zealgigas in Spellwall, an unrelated card.
Yeah.
So basically...
Okay, so...
Yeah.
Minor backtracking.
Slightly.
You can activate Levy Anima even if opponent has no cards in hand.
Okay,
so it's
that's a matter.
It's even though it's all mandatory, it's weird. Like since there's no hard interaction.
It's basically like a logic gate situation. If you stop the gate early, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like in a situation of because there's no hard interaction with seeing the card in the opponent's hand, it doesn't actually matter. It might be different if it was like affecting the card in hand, because it's just gaining knowledge. It does not have like the logic equation does not break.
Follow-up question: why did this matter so much?
Because we didn't know. Okay. Why does any of your yelling about archetypes 50 episodes of failed portrayal right now matter?
Because here's the thing: I'm planning on running this deck tomorrow, and I'd like to know if that card is trash or not.
Okay.
That also matters, but
yeah.
Anyway.
So
basically, we went to this is the end of the Gishki storyline. We had to go really deep down the master guide hole, but basically, Avance tries to bring back Amelia. He fucked it up. He becomes a giant dragon man, or maybe just a dragon. Levy Anima. Constellar Cataster, Boops, Cyclone Snoot.
Wait, that's not a card.
What's not a card?
Constellar Cataster.
I think he meant Caster.
Caster, whatever. They're close enough. Caster. Don't you fucking sass me, Mr. Dog Shit Constellar cards.
I was confused.
Yeah, it's Caster. It's Caster and Pollux. It really doesn't matter. Also, why did Konami make one Cataster and then make a follow-up archetype in the same lore, Caster? I know it's for the star thing, but like, be better, be smarter. Let me get Constellar Meteor's card art. Because it shows you something you don't see a lot, which is Noelia getting her shit slapped.
Weirdly enough, Noelia, I think, is, in the end, a better mom than at least other bad moms to compare to. Because in the end, she at least wasn't completely shit.
Like I said, she didn't molest her daughter, so she's not as bad as Ragia.
All right. She pretty much just did a heel face her. It's like, oh, I did bad shit.
Look, Kill la Kill is a weird show sometimes.
Basically, this is her. She's high on steel swarm juice. She's fighting Constellar, Caster, and Pollux. Caster just smacks her in the face, I guess, and that makes her come back to her senses.
Yep, you can see the steel swarm little thing flying out.
So then she decides to help Avance because Avance, like I said, tried to bring back Amelia but failed. So she gets him out of his Dragon Man situation, uses her life force to bring back Amelia, and then because, everything is tragedy, she gives up the last of her life force in the card Spell Wall to boop Zealgigas' snoot as he tries to come kill them. And then she is super dead for real dead. And Amelia is very much alive, and so is Avance, and they go on to become little baby Necras.
Yes, and nothing ever.
And then Ariel leaves Ariel goes her own way.
God damn, are there a lot of... There's a lot of fucking Constellars I'm going through, too. Constellars and Mist Valleys.
Just,
Sophia, Gem Knights.
Okay, just bring it up. For Constellars, you probably want to separate them from Satellar Knights, because that's a whole other thing.
Well, yes, those are not the same archetypes. It's just they later decided to kludge those together.
No, it's just you keep referring to that when I... Whatever.
No. When we're playing Dex Axe, Teller is an archetype. There are archetypes that use both of them together because they are similar themes. Lore, Constellars are Constellars. We would not do them in the same fail portrayal. But there are cards that overlap because, again, somebody at Konami is a fucking genius. It's a joke. He's not actually a genius. I'm just scrolling down. Children of Loelia, Survivors of the Gusto, Kamui Grease.
This is hilarious, and I just found this out. Zealgigas is searchable off of Gishti Abyss.
Oh, yeah, he's got 0. Yeah.
Yeah, 0 defense.
That's pretty funny.
Not bad.
Does this end? I'm just trying to check out, when does this end? Sunbreak, Kirkion, Vanish, Survivors start. Yeah, so I think what happens is the Constellars and the Evil Swarms fight. That wakes up the goddess Sophia. She's just like, no! And then the remaining big boy like Evil Swarms and shit explode, and then Amelia, Avance, Reese, and Kamui of Gusto, which means another one we're going to get into, all are like, all right, let's fix everything. Nothing will go wrong in our generation.
And
everything went wrong.
I mean, they tried their best. They tried their best.
Well, that by the way, kids, is when we get to Shaddolls and Klees.
Well, no, those come first. And for the most part...
But what I mean is, that's still the same cycle where Shaddol and Klee and stuff crop up. Like, it's still fuckled.
Yeah, Shaddolls stuck around for a while.
Where did the Shaddolls come from, anyway?
Freaking this. Underneath the tree.
No, that's the...
No, that was Klees.
Oh, that's the Infernoids, I thought.
Well, it's both.
Okay.
Let me see if we can
I believe, come from another dimension.
Did Shaddol, blah, 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 dual terminal come together?
Pretty sure they come from
story.
Dimension.
In the abyss of this world, there is something called the Shaddol Core. So, yeah, I guess also underground, there is... Basically, nobody in the dual terminal world ever checked underground. All the bad shit comes from there. That's where the Fableds were hiding.
Well,
yeah, were the Fableds like guarding the shit? Were the Fableds trying to keep Shaddolls inside or something?
I would argue the Klees aren't really bad.
They're just a computer.
They're just a...
Well, yeah, they are a defense mechanism, and if we can believe the stuff from Master Duel, they just go wild because they cannot exterminate the Shaddol. Winda OP, please nerf. It's canon.
Right, you're right. Evil Swarm, Kirkion. Did release the Shaddol, pretty much.
Okay.
Yes.
Because he was just like, I need to free some more allies here.
So the core was just chilling underground, and then it got bad.
Essentially, what we can get from that is everything in all of Dual Terminal's badness is all fucking Amelia's
fault. Yeah.
Noelia.
Noelia, but...
Except for Trishula?
Well, no, I would... The problem is that, like, ultimately, it does really all track back to the worm invasion. If the worms just had fucked off and, fuck off, we're full, we wouldn't have started letting out ice barriers, we wouldn't have fucked with the mirror, there wouldn't have been a Jurak meteor, which may or may not have woken up all those fabled assholes.
Basically, we just have like an entire lifespan of a world by a cascading shitstorm of things.
Yu-Gi-Oh lore has the problem that old school L5R lore had, which is every 10 years we have to have a new apocalypse because we need a new storyline reason for all these guys to
Pretty much,
fight.
But everything kept connecting though in a weird way.
So basically, it's like if MTG was all on one plane, but instead of having an apocalypse in the same place, they just go to other places at the time of their apocalypses.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is in that vein. It's just they keep reusing the cards so they can build the storylines. And then, as we've established, it's very heavily suggested that World Legacy is basically because of the way World Legacy ends, is connected to this anyway. Like, it's just, they reset button that world and it became World Legacy.
Hinted that Albaz might be the same thing.
I don't know if it's heavily hinted yet, but I'm pretty convinced that the great Despia zit in the sky will probably cough up another card in this vein, because that is the other, we can't do that one yet because none of that is finished, but that is just we keep adding more fucking lore. Literally, we added a new archetype to that lore where fucking Kit and the Springans go to basically the literal fucking gold saucer. Like, the Abyss storyline from Dogmatica has a gold saucer with robot gladiators.
I was gonna say, and it sounds awesome. I don't know if it's actually good, but
I mean, I'm sure there'll be another dumb Albaz fusion.
So since you made me think of it, I had to go quickly create something.
Oh wait, no, because that's in the structure deck.
No. What I mean is there'll probably be another bullshit Albaz fusion, because that is Albaz's thing. Is he becomes a new dragon every time he meets somebody new.
Yeah.
Or possibly Albaz's brother does that, or possibly Albaz's sister. There's some Albazes. I hit copy image, Discord. You will paste this image. Thank you.
I am impatiently awaiting that structure deck, because
that's gonna be a rad one.
Actually, like a good structure deck.
Yeah, no, the branded structure deck is going to be cracked. It will probably be expensive.
Thank you, Omega.
Yeah, I figured we'd bring it up. Let's see. How long have you been going? Oh, I closed my... I can't even check. I somehow accidentally closed my live streaming control room tab 5 tabs ago, trying to get rid of all these fucking... fucking lore cards.
Can you help me out with this day's Wordle? I'm having trouble.
I don't know how Wordle works, actually.
What?
What's up?
I need help with Wordle.
Yeah, throw it in chat.
Yeah, it's there.
What is Wordle?
I don't know the Wordle rules.
So a black letter means that it can't be that. Yellow means that it's a right letter, but it's in the wrong place. And green means that it's in the right place.
You need to use more vowels, man.
Brunt is one.
It literally can't be.
Yeah, black letters, Dallas.
Yeah. So
it can't be the same
has so the second letter is a U and R is in there somewhere.
But it has no B, N, or T.
Oh no, you have used plenty of vowels.
Yeah, I've used most vowels.
Something with O.
I'm looking at this and all I see is Wumbo.
Wumbo.
It's not Wumbo.
Could it be Wumbo?
No, because there's no R in that.
Super.
There's no P.
I mean, it's...
Is the black anywhere in the puzzle? Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah. A black letter means that it's not a word in the Wordle. Or it's not a letter in the Wordle.
This hurts my brain.
Apologies to stream chat for having to stream chat.
No, I'm gonna subject chat to this now because this hurts my brain.
It can't be sugar. It can't be sugar because of the A.
Yeah. No, I just got that. Sugoi? No, it's not a
Sugoi.
There's also no I.
Wait, so literally the only vowel is U? Is that how this works?
He hasn't tested O yet.
O is available, but I don't know where O would fit in this.
Yeah, but Spread only has 3 more chances, I'm guessing.
Hold on.
Gout?
No, Eldritch is not in the Albaz storyline. He's just doing his own
It can't
thing.
be a T and also a U's in the second position. Like, the problem is like like you're looking at the letters you have to choose, and you're like, okay, like what goes with U starts out, but has R in it as well.
I do not know.
Oh, I was muted. But like, looking at it, I'm wondering if R would work at the 4th or 5th position.
Well, obviously, but I don't. The problem is I'm trying to find out.
It probably ends. It probably ends in R. So it probably ends. I'm gonna assume on OR.
Yeah, OR.
So something U O
as a factor
R.
too.
Really quick.
Something U, something OR.
We're the brain trust is coming together to do something that isn't Yu-Gi-Oh.
Or? No, not a T. I'm fucking dumb. I'm retarded.
I mean, we're gonna make it time to fix this shit.
Careful,
so,
Dallas, you're gonna get banned.
I could say that. I am.
Let's see.
I have like 8 different mental deficiencies.
So decided to look up a 5-letter word that has a thing.
That's U in the second letter?
Well, U and O. What about that one?
Bunda?
More?
No.
Bunda?
Sure. Is that an actual
used in the wrong?
Wait,
Used
is
in
it
the
flower?
wrong spot.
Wait, is it flower?
Ah, one
Once
of them could
again,
be flower.
the second
Oh,
letter
Wait,
is
no,
U.
but
No,
like, use the
second-
second letter.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn
use
it,
the
it's
second
not.
It's definitely Bunda. No, it's not.
Bunda.
Right.
Hey, Dallas. Bunda.
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 Probably ends on OR. U is in the second letter.
Oh right, never
I'm
mind. It's not
assuming-
It's not fluor because yeah. Shit.
I mean, it could end on like RO, but and that's also assuming that there's
T.
an R, an O in there.
A lot of the ones I see here begin with Q and look like not real words.
I mean, that's possible too.
It could be
Like
that.
yeah, it is possible that it's QU, but like what 5-letter word starts with QU?
Ends with
And has an R in it.
Quota. Yeah, an R.
Quora.
None of the ones
Q-
I posted.
Try Quora. QU.
Like, the only word I
no,
can
you
think
used
of like
A.
that is Quran, and it's not that. Because it's no A.
Yeah, and no N.
Quran is also like I think like 6 letters.
No, it's 4. It's 5 rather.
Is it?
It's QUARAN.
No.
6 letters.
That's 5.
QUARAN.
No,
6.
no.
QU.
1A.
I'm just stupid.
Also, Dallas says "aru" like a giant caveman.
Probably that doesn't work because R does not work in the 3rd position.
No, I know. That's what I.
Yeah.
But also no A.
Oh right, the R is in the last 2 letters. Okay, that's actually.
Yeah. Which, and as seeing as the only other vowel available is O.
God, telling Google how to give me letters that end in OR is hard. I bet Wordle does this deliberately because it thinks you're saying or. Can you have multiple letters?
You can. It's more just that it won't tell you. Wait, no, it's not. It can't be that. No.
Could it be juror?
Oh.
JUROR?
It can't because R cannot be in the 3rd position.
Right. Okay, that is smart.
But JU is a
Have you used H or M? It could be humor.
It could be humor.
Humor.
Could. No, I think.
Actually,
I think
yeah.
It is.
If it's humor, I swear to fuck.
That's a
Yo!
Well, it just
We're
took me the power of
so
looking for googling a
Okay,
fucking
so-
list for 5-letter words ending in OR and then just brain.
Yeah.
All right. So what
Brain
cards
Brain
are
Trust
left?
wins again.
By the way, Omega, I looked up something. And it's like all 5-letter words with U as a second letter. There are 1,137 5-letter words.
So it is the next word just humor again?
No, that's it.
What?
That's the whole puzzle.
No, that's it.
Oh,
It's a daily puzzle. It's a daily puzzle that resets every day at midnight.
Yeah, and that's the number of guesses you have.
Jesus Christ.
I think
It's-
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 oh my
stupid.
god.
I do it at work because I'm always there late night. I'm like, fuck it, this will kill 30 minutes of me just trying to use my brain.
Go ahead with it, Zed. You can probably come up with something nice and neat there.
I'm going to close my notepad document.
So,
Let's see. We've been going for
while
about...
while the organization is like fucking.
I was about.
Oh my god, double legacy support.
That was about 5-10 minutes of us just using our brains.
I mean, I tried.
Speaking of using our brains, hey, stream's about to end. Anyone want to do a test game?
Yes.
Well, I think the stream's about to end. I want to cover this up just because it popped out. I don't know what the valuable book is, but valuable book's EX2. No,
Baby Stardust.
Baby Stardust. What kind of name is that?
Fucking. I mean, it's not actually Baby Stardust, Loth. You need to read. It's just it looks like Baby Stardust.
Oh, this is the weird Dark Magician and Blue Eyes support nonsense.
Yeah, Chronicle Sorceress, because they've got this whole Chronicle thing.
Is that
Dark Spellcaster level 4. I had to move chat. You can only use this effect once per turn. Activate one of these effects based on attributes in your graveyard. If you have a light monster, send one Blue Eyes White Dragon or card that mentions it from your deck to your graveyard, except Chronicle Sorceress. If you have a dark monster, send one Dark Magician or card that mentions it from your deck to your graveyard, except Sorceress.
It's the cards you run either or, I guess.
I find it odd that they make it Blue Eyes support because there aren't dark monsters in Blue Eyes that would make you want to run this.
No, but there was a Chronicle Sorceress or Chronicle Magician.
Wait, no, isn't Chronicle? Yeah. Chronicle was dark, wasn't it? Or am I just blind?
Chronicle herself is dark. So if you have multiple copies of her, you can do the Dark Magician.
Chronicle Magician is also a dark monster.
Yeah, there is a Chronicle Magician, I don't remember what he does, who has a similar effect. And then we have Stardust Worm.
If a monster with 2,500 original attack or defense is normal or special summoned to your field, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. If this card is special summoned, you can target one Dark Magician or Blue Eyes White Dragon you control. It gains 2,500 attack and defense until the end of this turn.
Yeah, so that's basically just like if you a Blue Eyes or a Dark Magician, you do the thing. I don't know what we're going for here. I'm sure this is gonna end in the fusion monster, Dark Paladin of White Dragon or something.
Oh no!
I imagine.
Well, what Stardust Worm is doing? It's Majestic Star Dragon Turbo. It's Majestic Dragon.
If this card in your hand or graveyard, you control level 8 Dragon Synchro monster, special summon this card. You can tribute this card, special summon to 2 level 1 Light Dragon monster from your hand or graveyard, except Worm.
You could because that is both Stardust or Archfiend, so you can summon Majestic Dragon another level 1 tuner to go into Majestic Rider, Majestic Star.
Yeah. Okay. Or you can go into the retrains, which are better as well.
You could. Well, yeah, but like just in
basically,
general,
this is yet another piece in the Stardust deck that lets you play with the Majestic N better.
Oh, okay.
So God knows when these will be released in the TCG, but they're coming. There's the actual product. I don't know what the valuable book is. I don't know if it's like an art book or what, but whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if anyone knew if it was sealed or if it was.
I think it's just a secondary book with promos.
Okay. All right.
Look, if we have this card up, we might as well play it.
Oh wow, are we already testing games? Okay.
Yeah, apparently they put out the invite already.
All right. Well, we'll see. So yeah, chat. Thank you so much for tuning in to another fail portrayal. We will probably brainstorm over the next couple of days. What other archetypes we can do? Because like we said, whatchamacallit, Gishki's kind of heavy. There's a lot of lore shenanigans and figuring out stuff that we had to do. So that was pretty cool. I think our next one we'll either decide between Steel Swarm or
if we want to do just a fun one, I do have a suggestion.
Well, we all had suggestions, Dallas. That's the problem.
Well, I didn't because I was watching Kamen Rider at the time.
Okay, what's yours?
Abyss Actor. That's kind of short and fun.
Okay.
Yep, yeah.
I don't know if that's on the list, but that would be appropriate. We did not do the thing like we did with 5Ds and do all the, the dual dragon guys.
Two odd eyes.
Because Dallas, that's because if we did the Arc 5 thing, we would die. That was one that was literally a fail portrayal, but also, oh my god.
What?
Yeah, how long was that fail? That fail portrayal was long as fuck.
That fail portrayal was really long, and also, like I said, that was a pathetic aesthetic. Like,
what's wrong, Dallas?
Just gremlin energy. But thanks so much for tuning in.
Anyway.
Make sure to watch our progression tournament series ongoing. More stuff this week. I might have to
we'll be recording tomorrow.
We're recording it tomorrow. I may have to rejigger the bracket. If you did not watch it already, please go back and watch my Master Duel stream. I finished solo mode. Yay! I also absolutely clowned on some poor motherfucker playing normal heroes in gold. I don't know what he was doing.
He's waiting for when they
what are you doing
finally
now?
separate out the bracket into.
Well, I think what Omega just said. Normal
The man set Bubbleman past.
What the fuck?
After I did my entire Adamancipator board, Block Dragon and everything, set Bubbleman past, and I'm like, all right, brother, you're dead. He didn't even let me kill him for game. He was just like, no, it's over. I'm like, okay. I'll take the free points. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Consider joining our channel membership and supporting us on Patreon. I will see you next, team.
Oh, see y'all.
Actually, that reminds me. I have to put something on the list because this was one of the crawler decks they made me play. Someday we need to talk about Tindangle. Bye, everybody.
Right, those cards.